good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Press Play. I'm your host, JJ48, and tonight we are going to be continuing in Knights of the Old Republic 2, although it looks like we're having a little bit of a video issue at the moment. Just a second. Let's try.
Damn it. Jungle is taking over everything. This place is a mess.
There we go. Okay. I was frozen on a screen for a moment. So last time, you might remember, we had started traveling towards Onderon. We found some space forces in orbit around the planet, and when we approached, one side opened fire on us, kicking off a battle, and we were forced to land on this moon of, I think it's Duxon? Yeah, DXUN. And where we found these Mandalorians who've been kind of hiding out here since the Mandalorian Wars. So we were trying to get to the planet. Can we actually see it in the sky, I wonder? No. If maybe it's because there's clouds in the way, maybe it's on the other side of the moon from where we are, but maybe it's even right above us and I can't tilt back any farther. But, okay. So we're trying to get passage to the moon because, because we can't get our ship fixed at the moment, and it seems that the ship set people off, and so it might be better not to use it just yet. But in order to do that, we have to earn the trust of the Mandalorians, and so we've been doing some missions. Explosive situation, I think we just need to turn that in, but that's turning it into Mandalore, so we're trying to do everything else first. We still need to come find some more mechanics to get the last phase pulse converters. I'm guessing this is a random thing, not a. Cause I'm pretty sure we explored everywhere, so it's probably just they randomly drop. We'll just have to keep on searching. And the battle circle, we'll give that another try and see if we can manage to beat the next round of the battle circle. I think we've leveled up at least once since last time, so. Alright, where are some mechanics? And it is kind of interesting how, you might recall, we've managed to quickly make some friends among the Mandalorians too, which is kind of surprising. Some of the Mandalorians have been rather hostile towards us, and hey, I don't even understand why our leader let you in here, and if we weren't under orders not to do anything, I'd tear you limb from limb. But then others have been rather friendly about it, and like, oh, hey, yeah, you're a Jedi. We totally respect Jedi. Have we been in here? I think we've been in here. Oh yeah, this was the. That's right. This was the place there were all the robots, and when we did something, we woke them all up and ended up having to dismantle them. We even had the one Mandalorian last time that we fought him in the dueling circle and beat him, which he felt was humiliation, even though it doesn't seem like there's much shame in losing to a. It seems like we're a well-respected enough warrior that there shouldn't be much shame in that, but anyway, he decided to confront us outside of the camp. He was like, hey, let's fight to the death, and then we were like, no, instead we should be best friends and go hunt something big together, and he was like, okay, cool, let's do that, and then we went and took down the large beast. So that was kind of fun. Okay, so that. this was one of the patrols that come through here. I think this was the way we came, went up that way, so... Yeah, we came down here, we went up that way. So let's do this loop. Mechanic call or something to try to attract them and get them to come to us. Granted, I guess we're searching for a few specific mechanics that ate specific parts across an entire jungle. We should probably just consider ourselves fortunate that we found as many as we have so far. I thought these trees along the side were just a solid texture, but we can actually see through them to some of the stuff in the distance. Gaps in the trees. So I'm guessing these are just... There's just some solid panel behind them a little distance in, so you still have a gap and can get a little bit of a parallax effect. But then also not distinct enough that... Did we actually search this one? No, this is the one we just killed, but was it searchable? No, it was not. But anyway, yes. Put a nice layering there. That's... looks more like a... well, it's painting some stuff in the distance this kind of grayish green, and it just looks kind of odd when it does that on things that are in front of the background. Okay, so now we want to go this way. And these Mandalorians at this camp are probably wondering what in the world we're doing, just running around the jungle and passing by them. Let's put it to sleep. Oh, he's got a friend. Oh yeah, the Malroads.
Prepare yourself.
Seems like it might be lootable. What's he have in his stomach? Phase pulse converter cores. This is our last piece. Alright, we finally found the last piece of the phase pulse converter. If you never have to look at the insides of a mechanic again, it will be too soon. The pieces look to be in good condition, and Zuka should be able to reassemble them easily enough. Yeah, Zuka can handle washing off all the mechanic guts and everything. I think we've done enough on this job. So... Zuka this guy? No, that's Kex. Okay. Were you this guy? This was Zuka, okay. Zuka, whatever your name
Any
is.
progress with the repairs or the phase pulse converter?
I have all three parts of the phase pulse converter.
You do? Let me see. I don't know how, but these pieces look in good enough shape to repair. I'll have the telemetry computer repaired in no time.
I'm just glad I could help out. Or could you mention this to Mandalore? Any chance I can get some sort of reward? Or then perhaps you can pay me for my time. No, we're just glad to help out.
I'll be sure to tell Mandalore how much help you've been. I know you didn't ask, but here's a reward anyway.
Well, thank you.
Mandalorians are expected to do anything they can to help, but you're a stranger, and you didn't have to help us.
Oh, that's very kind of you. It was my pleasure to help. I need no reward. Or I don't need the reward, keep it. You're right about that. Until next time. Very well, I'll be going now. No, you don't need to reward me. I was just glad to help out.
All right, if you say so. Again, you have my gratitude. Damn it. Jungle is taking over.
Alright, so now let's see if we're high enough level. We can try the battle circle again. Didn't go so great last time. But we were fighting a skilled veteran, and as the journal entry points out, you feel that you've lost no honor being beaten by Tagrin. He is a tough opponent. So, okay, these two are back to fighting again. Sergeant, I would like to try fighting Tagrin again.
Here to watch a fight or to participate?
I want to fight.
You choose to fight again. Now face a real Mandalorian warrior. Tagrin, what are your terms? Just fist and foot like you fight with Davral. Nothing else. Tagrin chooses to fight hand to hand. Remember, no weapons allowed, and absolutely no use of your force.
Okay. Again, not really sure how you would know that, but we will oblige. So, first, I'm going to try just attacking him, no special stuff. Let's see how this goes. Okay, we're getting a lot of misses in. That's not great. Maybe if I try a critical strike.
Between Jedi and Tagrin is over. Tagrin is the clear and honorable victor. Against any full Mandalorian, it appears you cannot win. Come back if you want to.
No, against that one particular Mandalorian, it seems I can't win. Don't think I've been tested against just every full Mandalorian. Let's try again. Let me look up what my skills are again. If there's one that lowers defense, that might, in exchange for something that might be decent, because he seems to be getting a lot of his attacks through anyway. So I don't know how much being easier to hit would really be helping me here. Okay, so let's see. This one lowers defense by 5 for critical strike. Okay. But all that does is increase my chances of a critical strike, rather and possibly stun him, although I'm guessing his fortitude's probably going to be high enough that that's not going to happen too often. Okay. Flurry of Blows allows us to make an extra melee attack. We get a penalty to defense and a penalty to all attacks, but we'll get an extra one. We were missing a few, so I don't know if the penalty attack is great, but let's see. Increases melee damage by 3, but attacks are made at a -3 penalty to hit. Okay. So maybe power attack would be a good one. Although it is -3 to hit. I also wonder, can we take stims? Would he... He said no weapons and no force, but he didn't say anything about using performance enhancers. Attack damage. Okay, so let's come over here. And let's save. And let's think hyper battle's what we want.
Here to watch a fight?
Okay, let's fight.
You choose to fight again. Just fist and foot like you fight with Davral. Tagrin chooses to fight hand.
Okay, go ahead and use Flurry of Blows. We don't have our buff anymore, so nope. I guess they remove any buffs before we come in. Okay, we seem to be doing considerably worse than last time, so there's that. Okay, maybe we'll come back. Might have to come back and try this a bit later once we've gone up in level a bit.
The match between Tagrin is the
Hey, we're not immediately in the middle of more Mandalorians fighting each other. That's interesting. Alright, so I think all we need to do right now is go to Mandalore, and, or I guess the Mandalore, I should say. I guess I'm not really sure if, I mean, they call him the Mandalore, but I also thought some just called him Mandalore, and he's Mandalore here, so I don't know if that's a title that you require the article or not. Okay, sir. I have impressed a lot of your guys, made some new friends, fought, did all that.
Kelborn said you dispatched some covert military scouts in the jungle with him. He spoke highly of your work.
Oh, yep, there was that.
Zuka told me you helped out with some repairs around the base. I was hoping you'd prove yourself more with a lightsaber, but it's certainly a great help. The gate guard said you managed to kill a Zakek. Those are tough beasts, Jedi. You've earned some respect around here. Zarga told me that you returned one of our sheep to the herd. You have gained some small prestige by helping Kumas. How many Kanaks did you have to kill to find those parts for Zuka? That was a tremendous help. I won't forget it. You've made quite a reputation around here. You did better than I thought you could. I was planning on heading to Isis tomorrow, but I'll move up the timetable and take you now. You won't be able to get to the Ebon Hawk from the city. If you need to grab anything from your ship, I'd do it now.
I set off the permacrete detonator in the jungle. That's right, I did all these things for all his guys. I haven't told him about what he requested yet. Have you learned anything new about the scouts from the third ship? We're ready to go now. So, what about the permacrete detonator?
I know, it's made quite a racket. Good work.
Okay, after I set off the explosive, I had to fight through a pack of bomas.
That's to be expected. They don't really like it when someone makes loud noise in their territory.
What? You knew that would happen?
It wouldn't be much of a test if all you had to do was take a hike through the jungle, now would it? You're alive, in one piece, and learn something about the beasts of the jungle.
No, One Piece is a completely different setting. This is Star Wars, actually.
Are you ready to go to Isis yet?
Have you learned anything new about the scouts from the third ship?
Kelborn told me that they were covert military and probably aligned with Colonel Tobin from Isis. Kelborn doesn't think they'll send out any more scouts, but that doesn't mean there aren't more of them out there.
What do you know about Colonel Tobin? Or could you tell me about Onderon? Yeah, tell me about this guy who, I think, it's been indicated kind of wants to kill us.
Colonel Tobin is General Vaklu's right-hand man.
General Vaklu is the one.
Despite his martial skill, he handles himself as a functionary more than a warrior. Back when we were fighting Vaklu's resistance during the Mandalorian Wars, Vaklu wouldn't have any use for a poisonous Kinrath like Tobin. But Vaklu seems to have adapted well to peacetime.
And what can you tell me about Onderon?
When you were last here, you probably didn't even go to Onderon. The Republic knew that Onderon's fate would be decided on its jungle moon, not the planet itself. To begin with, when you talk about Onderon, you're really talking about the ancient walled city of Isis. It's the only inhabited settlement on the planet.
An entire planet with one walled city, and it's ancient, so it's not like this is a new settlement that's just starting out. This planet's been inhabited since ancient times and never expanded. Okay. Who's in charge of Onderon? Is Onderon part of the Republic, or why do you travel to Isis? Okay, who's in charge of Onderon?
It depends on who you ask. Queen Talia rules from the royal palace, but her cousin, General Vaklu, has a great deal of power in Isis as well. They disagree about many things, just like their citizens. We fought General Vaklu during the war, and he is a worthy adversary. Queen Talia is young and hardly a match for him.
Okay, is Onderon part of the Republic?
Onderon is a recent addition to the Republic, joining during one of the darker eras in Republic history. Since joining, the Republic has endured many wars and great battles. The people of Onderon don't possess the resolve and strength needed in these times. Many of them want to break away from the Republic. They want to go back to an earlier age when they could cower behind their walls. Their spinelessness made them easy to conquer.
And why do you travel to Isis?
We're not self-sufficient here. We need supplies. Isis is the only place to go for them in this system. Not much choice, which is unfortunate, because their animosity towards Mandalorians makes it inconvenient to go there.
So, just a thought, but have you ever thought of just not wearing the armor that very obviously marks you as Mandalorians? I mean, we met Canderous in the last game, and out of his armor, you would never really know he was a Mandalorian if he didn't speak about it, or if other people didn't speak about it. So, that's all I wanted to know about Onderon.
I don't blame you. They're sad people. I have some things to look into. I'll talk to you later.
What? I thought we were going.
Are you ready to go to Isis yet?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm going to talk with Zuka and have him start a shuttle flight check. After that, we'll head out. How are the port stabilizers?
They check out Mandalore. All systems are green.
Good. I want the shuttle bound for Onderon within the hour. What do you want?
Is all in readiness?
It is. Like I promised. Why? You want to back out now?
My only concerns are for the one you escort to Onderon, Mandalorian. Would you do any less for one of your clan?
Don't pretend to understand us. We Mandalorians are a breed apart.
If by apart you mean scattered, broken, and lost, then yes, you are correct.
Not for long. Soon the Mandalorians will be strong again, united as one clan under one banner. Mine.
Ah, yes, the Great Crusade, after the first one was ended by Revan and the Jedi. Such a defeat was merciful, an echo of the end, when your ships were in flames, crushed in the grip of Malachor V. But I do not need to remind you of such things.
I was at Malachor V, and I remember how many Jedi died to stop us there. And no matter how many dead orbit that planet, the Mandalorians still live. Clan Ordo still lives. See Kex there? He was serving on Nar Shaddai's muscle for the Hutts. Kelborn was a scout for the Duros on Frontier Worlds. I brought them here, gave them a purpose. This galaxy will be ours again, I promise you. That is the future.
Indeed, the future is always in motion. It is a difficult thing to see. Perhaps there will be no New Age Mandalore, no great Mandalorian crusade. Perhaps your people fought their last battle at Malachor V, and you have been dying ever since, a quiet death that will last centuries. And perhaps all that remains will be what I see before me. A man wounded by a Jedi, encased in a Mandalorian shell, hunted by the thought of being the last of the Mandalorians.
Haunted, Kreia, not
You've
hunted.
got some guts talking to me like that. You think your age or your Jedi wealth are going to keep you safe from me?
No, Mandalore, you are wrong. I hope that it is you who will keep the one I travel with safe. You are loyal, and you have served many masters, even when they abandoned you. Do you wonder where he wanders now, Mandalore? Why he gave you your orders, then abandoned you at the edge of the galaxy?
How do you know that?
I know many things, and I can answer the question that burns within your shell, Mandalore. But there is a price. You must keep the one I travel with safe. He is important to me, more important than anything. Show the same loyalty you have shown in the past, Mandalore. If there is a Mandalorian crusade, Let it be for something that will carry your people's memory into the future. So when the time comes when there are no more Mandalorians, then at least their honor will remain. The one I travel with has walked your same path, and I ask that when the end comes, that you remember that kinship, even if it seems there is nothing else left.
Kreia, you are a real enigma.
Keep your eyes on her.
Probably a good idea.
1, 2, 3. Mandalorians, we got company. Stealth targets have breached our perimeter.
Probably.
Wait a moment. I
bit
sense
less
there is a
effective.
disturbance in the camp. Our enemy has tracked us here. I did not expect them so soon. How did they get here, I wonder? Regardless, we must eliminate them all. None of them can escape. Our whereabouts must remain a secret. Let us join the battle. Our allies will need our help.
Oh, I think it's giving us a chance to swap out our companions because we're not going to be coming back, but I think we'll go with what we've got. Okay, but I want to level up. Or maybe I went in here and I accidentally switched to the other screen, but... Alright, let's see, what do we have? +2 to attack and +2 to defense, that would be useful. Up from +1/+1. Hey, that might be useful when we're going up in the dueling circle. Battle meditation. Yeah, that seems probably our next best bet. Speaking of which, breath control, inspire follower. Let's there we go. Sorry, HK, apparently you can't be inspired by battle meditation, but you can come along anyway. So you would think the assassins would have been more effective if they had stayed in stealth until they were ready to attack, rather than coming out of stealth in the middle of a large group of Mandalorians who are ready to shoot at them. Also, it's interesting you have the guys with the swords in front and guys behind just trying to throw some punches and kicks every once in a while. Far enough back, I'm not even really sure how they're hitting anybody. Okay, just a second. There were some more... Excuse me, sir, you're standing on the remains. Shiny dueling shield. Oh, this guy turned invisible again. See, that's the way you do it. If you're really, not one. If you're really trying to stealthily assassinate somebody. Now we're the ones in the back. Let's throwing some kicks and punches. Does he have remains? No. He's just succumbing to the immediate onset decay on this planet. course, by this moon, I mean pretty much all the moons and planets in this game.
You didn't think you were the only ones with stealth generators, did you?
We kinda did.
Over here. There are more of them.
For Mandalore!
Well, you took out a couple with your stealth generator, and so now you're just content hanging out back there? Okay. I guess we'll go clean up the rest of them for you guys. Oh, that's right. Why am I finding hand to hand when I can just force explosion? Hey guys, can you let me out so I can go take out the crystal? Thank you. Okay, yep, I see him. That's why I'm heading this way. Lots more over here. I guess that's one thing the invisibility does, is it helps prevent us from
Seems trouble
seeing
follows
how
you
many
on
there
a
are.
regular basis. I think it's best for both of us if we head to ISIS immediately. Grab your gear. My men will take care of cleaning up the mess.
I don't think there's much to clean up. You just leave them there and they'll just disappear after a few seconds. Hey, okay, we got an achievement for getting all the party members. So, okay, okay. Mandalore is part of our crew, so we have to have him join. Actually, he's got a grayish background. I would have thought he'd be more red background. But who should we go with? Let's go with Kreia. Kreia and Mandalore, they seem to have some kind of understanding going anyway, so. Not completely the same, but a lot of aspects of the design here look very Tatooine-esque. I mean, except these roof bits look not so
Vaklu's
Tatooine.
saying that the Republic ship attacked first? That's madness!
Unfortunately, lie or not, it's a madness people will believe.
The timing of this is atrocious. A space battle above our skies, so many of our fighters lost?
Curiously, only Tobin's men were involved in that battle.
That shooter!
Strong word, Your Majesty, but there is no good time for news like this. I recommend we continue with our plan.
But won't that bring even more followers to Vaklu's side? Increasing his power?
For a time, perhaps, but we both know he's not the true threat. It's his unseen support from the shadows that we must drag out into the light. Then, and only then, can we strike.
I fear by then it will be too late.
Seems like here we're getting to see the Jedi almost right away.
Here we are, the city of ISIS. It's been shut down tight for months now. General Vaklu is close to declaring martial law. We won't be able to travel too far in the city. Fortunately, I have a friend in this quarter of the city. He's a doctor by the name of Dagon Gent. His office is on the other side of the market square. It might be best if you do the talking around here. The Onderonians have a mixed view of Mandalorians after we conquered their world.
I mean, again, you just, instead of wearing armor, just put on some normal, like, I don't know, tunic or shirt and trousers or whatever these people are wearing. You probably wouldn't stand out too much.
I hear you.
Yep, she's still an unarmed specialist. Which seems a little bit cruel considering she actually lost her arm, but I guess the game will call her what it wants. I guess she didn't lose her whole arm, she just lost her hand. Okay, she gets 2 powers this time. So how about... You do pretty good buffing us, so how about you get Master Battle Meditation? What was this one? Master Drain Force? I guess if we encounter Jedi that might be useful. Like Dark Jedi. Okay. Now, Cray, I'm going to trust you not to use that on any light Jedi, okay? Wait a second. Okay, he actually is a little bit darker than Kreia. Okay, so that's interesting, even though they're both grayish. Okay, we've got a ways to level him up, because he's going to use a rifle. If he's using a rifle, this would be a good line for him. Precise shot increases damage done with ranged weapons by 1. -2 penalty to any attempt to deflect the blaster bolt. Bonus is automatic whenever a ranged weapon is equipped. Okay, this will be a good line for him to take. Okay, it only opens up every couple levels or so. So let's also have you be able to regenerate vitality points. Dexterity is going to be pretty important for you. Mention that he has a lot of strength and constitution, considering he's already had points with the rifle. Improve close combat, that's also good. Give him less of a penalty when he's in melee. Especially since we know that our range companions really like to charge into melee. Okay, next one will be at level 12, so we have a couple levels of other... Actually, treat injury is probably more important than awareness. So... working as a team, that'll be a good one. We'll move 10% faster. Okay. Let's go with dual strike. I don't think he's going to be able to move too much faster than us anyway, so... Alright, we'll keep on doing this. +4 bonus if to hit an enemy if they're being attacked by another party member. So definitely going to be a good range specialist, I think. To 16 for the next one. I will say I do kind of like that, as tedious as it can be leveling everybody up when we get them, it is kind of nice having the option to level them up how you want instead of them, instead of him already starting at level 18 or whatever, and choosing a bunch of feats where you're thinking like, I'm never going to want to use that. So, okay. So, I don't think we need more skills. You already don't really get enough skill points to do much. Maybe we'll give him the plus 10% speed. Or might as well give him Master Power Blast, I guess, since he already has some of the previous ones. Increases blaster missile damage by plus 12, but attacks are made with a penalty of -3 to hit. Critical multipliers multiplied by 1, and possibly knocked back, so. Okay, we'll go ahead and give you mobility, just because I'm actually starting to run out of ones that'll be useful. I guess toughness will probably be a good one. I don't think we gave him toughness already. I started it, but okay. And the final one will start at level 20. Okay. Oh, and this is a level we actually don't get a feat. I was beginning to think we would just get a feat every level. So. I guess maybe they had to start removing feats at some levels. Oh, of course, adding his dexterity bonus isn't really doing much because he's wearing heavy armor and he's going to have a dexterity of 0 regardless. Okay. Kreia should be pretty kitted out. She has normal clothing. We should give her some better defense bonus +1. That's really all that she can take is either Jedi robes or dark Jedi robes. Let's see if she actually looks any different if we give her dark Jedi robes. Like, does she actually change, or because she's always in that outfit, is she just going to look the same? Mandalore, we are not allowed to equip or remove Mandalore's outfit, but I am kind of curious the description of it. So, defense bonus 11, max dexterity bonus 0, resist 25 versus electrical. Mandalore's personal suit of armor is traditional Mandalorian battle armor. Despite the numerous battles it has doubtless survived, it appears to be in exceptional condition. It is said that he will never voluntarily take it off, even while sleeping. I hope it's well padded or something. Oh, this lightsaber, looking at the color, it looks like it's a silverish blade. That's kind of cool. I want to... Oh, no, not Mandalore. I'm going to hold that as my secondary. Okay, so we'll give him probably an energy shield or dueling shield. Yeah, the dueling shield is only energy and electrical, but it's 130 points. Far more powerful than most forearm shields. When activated, this unit absorbs some of the incoming energy to provide good protection without the need for bulky generators. Okay. And then something that covers a lot of different energy types. This covers energy and electrical. Let's do this because it covers a bunch of physical attacks. Okay, persuade and charisma, strength, will, and wisdom. That's probably pretty good. Okay, resist 10 sonic. Get charisma and persuade. Defense bonus and immunity to stun, fear, and horror. defense bonus, and constitution. Being able to have immunity to those would be pretty helpful, and some immunity to fire. Be nice if there were some that would let him get some bonuses to using weapons, considering he can't up his dexterity in that armor. Or rather, he doesn't get his dexterity bonus. Okay, we'll give him some of that. Okay, reflex +2, fortitude and strength, immunity to fire, all saves +2 and strength +2. Okay, that's a good one. Central nervous system strength enhancer. Okay, adrenaline or saves +4 and dexterity +2. Since we're not really going to benefit from the strength, might as well use this one. This belt endows the wearer with hypersensitivity to their surroundings and dynamically improves reflexes and reaction time. Immunity, we already have immunity to those, so that doesn't matter. Stealth, he's not really doing that. And Defel Mimicker, you can mimic the Defel, get maximum stealth, so. Let's go with this one. And then repeating blaster rifle, 2 to 12. Oh, we can do better than that, although this is fully upgradable. Pretty sure we've got some better. Mandalorian assault rifles, 3 to 14 with a stun and attack. I think we've already upgraded this a bit, but we can always check later. 4 to 13. Some rapid shot improvements, attack modifier 3, large critical hit range. Let's try this one. You can get some rapid shot. It's off with it. Gets a big attack bonus. It's not upgradable, but next time we can upgrade stuff, might try upgrading a rifle for him and see if we can do better. Mainly, I just like that large critical hit range with a ×3 critical effect. So, and the attack modifier is pretty good. Let's go ahead and use a bowcaster there. Now I want to see this silverish lightsaber. That's very stylish. Okay, it almost makes me wish we were using a lightsaber. But at least it'll be a good door.
It's been a while since you've docked here, eh? I suppose the lockdown has hurt your profits as well. Oh, it must be hard to shuttle people when nobody's allowed to leave. The blockade has been bad for everyone.
What's been going on here? There's a lockdown? Any news on the blockade? Yeah, what's been going on here?
Your manifest says it's been 2 months since you last came here. It's become much worse since your last trip. Military checkpoints are everywhere.
Any news on the blockade? Anything more happen between the Republic and Onderon? Okay. Military checkpoints. Okay, so we're getting... Fortunately, this guy just seems like he's really bored and desperate to gossip with somebody, so we can probably get quite a bit of information from him.
Nothing new. Our space forces have been in full readiness ever since the space battle in orbit. Tensions are running high. All Republic vessels must be searched, and the delays are turning pilots grey before their time. And ever since the Republic fired on our space forces, things have been even slower. Bad days. And things are getting worse. I'd get out of the system quickly if I were you, friend. Well, doesn't look like you have any trade goods, so the inspection's just a formality. Here's your starport visa. Don't lose it. They're priceless right now.
Priceless? Why? What's a starport visa? What's the situation here? Yeah, why is this thing priceless?
If you want to leave the planet, you need a starport visa. They're very hard to get. Many people want to get out of here before things get worse.
Okay. I'd like to get some more information. How's the situation here?
There's strict food and water rationing, and General Vaclu's troops have been very thorough in finding Republic dissidents. Bombing's very common.
we can't ask more about that. We can just go back to the starport visa. Okay. Can you explain more about it?
If you want to leave the planet, you need a starport visa.
Okay, yeah, you already said that. So, okay, I understand. I'll be going now.
Certainly. Mind what I said about the starport visa. I know one captain already who can't get back into the starport.
Alright, we got JJ49 starport visa. What's this? News hologram.
In the latest news today, the Onderon Space Force has confirmed that a Republic military craft initiated the space battle over our planet. Sources inside the military say the first shots of the massive battle were fired by the Republic vessel, the Ebon Hawk. The Ebon Hawk is a Capital-class vessel, and it destroyed 15 Onderon military fighters before being destroyed by Colonel Tobin's
Capital
forces.
class? No.
Queen Talia is expected to make an announcement later today. Whether her support of the Republic will falter due to this attack is unknown.
I mean, besides the fact that most of that news was all a bunch of lies, we did not start the battle. We are not a capital class ship. We are just a freighter. Pretty sure capital ships would be the larger ones. And we were not destroyed. And I'm not sure that we quite took out 15 fighters either, so. But I am kind of curious why a news hologram? Like, it's not just that it displays the news or that it plays news volume. We have to have a hologram of somebody reading the news. Which, like when we have the news on TV, it's video, because yes, you have the news anchors there, but then you're going to keep cutting to, video footage of whatever they're talking about. So there's a reason for it to be in a video format in the first place. Here, it just seems like it'd be a waste of power just to have, like, okay, we have somebody reading the news, and here they are standing in front of you reading the news. So, okay. We have Onderon soldiers, citizens, checkpoint guards.
Halt, off-worlder. You'll have to answer some questions before you go into the city. What is your business on ISIS?
It's just me, or do you guys seem very Soviet? I don't know, there's something about your uniform seems like a very Russian cut to it. But, try to force persuade him. I don't think my business is any concern of yours. Or could we skip the formalities? It looks like we're both in a bit of a rush. My business is my own. I'm here to buy some goods. I'm a trader. Our Jedi Master is rumored to be here, and I'm looking for him. I think that's what we should do. Honesty is the best policy, and these guys might be able to help.
Amusing. Your humor is noted. Is your ship affiliated with any Republic-based corporation?
So, not only did we answer the question in probably the worst way possible, that if he took us seriously would probably immediately put us at odds with him, but he believes that we were joking, which means he doesn't believe that we answered the question. And we're still just moving on to the next one. It's an independent shuttle. Or no, it's the personal shuttle of the Mandalorian leader. I'm a powerful Jedi. Yeah, let's stay honest.
You could just answer no. Answers like that just mean more paperwork for me. Do you have any crates of weapons or other military equipment you plan to sell in ISIS?
No, nothing to sell. Do you see any crates on me? Or does it even matter what I answer? I mean, so far, everything I've answered, you've just put down what you wanted anyway.
Not really. Getting into ISIS's merchant quarter is easy if you're not bringing in cargo. Getting out? Well, just keep a hold of your starport visa. You're free to go.
Okay, thank you. You guys, as guards, I think you're probably up to the quality of... What's going on here? Oh, we got like a force vision. Something's going to happen over here, I think. But you guys are just about up to the quality of the Hylian Royal Guards. And believe me, that's probably not the compliment you'd likely think it is. Okay, Margar. Onderon soldier. Let's go see what this vision with this guy was about. Beast Rider.
Fair winds to you, Offworlder. Is it too much to hope that you are a Telosian merchant?
I am no merchant. Why do you ask? We'll be going now. Yeah, I'm not really a merchant, but maybe you can explain your problem?
The winds still taste of misfortune, then. Our beasts will continue to wait in their cages.
Who are you? Why do you have so many beasts in cages? Your beasts seem restless. Where are we going now? Yeah, why do you have so many beasts in cages?
These beasts you see here are for delivery to Telos. But the Republic vessels that transport them have to wait for thorough and needlessly long searches. So the city is stacked with caged beasts waiting for their ships. We have stopped gathering beasts now, but they still fill the city. For Drexel and Ryder, the Ithorians brought wealth and prosperity. Our settlements prospered. But now...
Who are you? Okay, so before we ask that, so he said these beasts are bound for Telos, and with the mention of the Ithorians, we know the Ithorians are part of the restoration effort on Telos, and are basically trying to terraform the planet, bring it back up to habitation. So these beasts are presumably part of, they want to take it to Telos and have that be some of the new wildlife on Telos. It's part of the ecosystem they're building. So, okay. Who are you, dude?
I am a beast rider. I have flown great distances gathering the animals you see here. We keep hoping that Ithorians or Telosians get through the Space Force's searches so that we can sell them.
Okay, tell me about the beast riders. Why does Telos want your beasts? Your beasts seem restless. Okay, Beast Riders does seem an odd title in the Star Wars universe, but I would like to hear more about it.
Our people have been here for centuries, though we were not always one with the wilds of Onderon. In ancient times, our people were criminals, prisoners who were cast out of Isis and sentenced to die by the beasts in the wilds. But our ancestors learned how to survive and even tame the mighty beasts. They became our strength and companions. We fought endlessly with Isis for resources and survival. But 2 generations ago, an Isis princess named Galia and a great beast rider hero, Oron Kira, married. They united our peoples. But now things are unraveling. Even the beasts can smell it in the air.
How are things unraveling?
Many beast riders have fallen to the city ways, and some are now no more than common thugs. Queen Talia and her cousin General Vaklu argue in open councils. The beasts stir from the changes in the wind, and cannot be calmed. The beast riders find it harder to enter the city each day.
Why is it hard to enter the city?
No one is to leave the city without the starport visas. It chokes passage in and out of Isis.
I thought you needed starport visas just to come into the starport. Why would you need it to just leave the city? Don't you guys live on the planet, but just like out in the jungles or something? Okay, I guess I can't ask that. So why does Telos want your beasts?
Telos was attacked by Darth Malak in the Jedi Civil War. The surface was completely destroyed. The Ithorians have been searching for appropriate wildlife to create a new Telos, but their merchants are stalled by the blockade.
Okay, and the beasts do seem restless.
They have been kept in their cages for a long time, but yet at times, I feel as if something else is affecting them, frightening them.
Beasts can be sensitive to the currents within cities and people. When such things are disturbed, the beasts may echo it.
Perhaps it is the city itself. Isis has fallen upon dark times, and tensions run high in the streets.
Kreia, you're not doing something to the beasts, are you? 'Cause, I mean, just as we came over this way, I started sensing something was wrong. You wouldn't do that, would you? So, okay, we'll be going now. Oh, I was hoping maybe there'd be a Maybe we'd get a quest like to go to Telos and talk to the Ithorians there or something and try to work things out.
Calm. Calm.
What? Run! The bomber is out of control!
Okay, let's just calm him to sleep and then force explode. Okay.
I don't know what to say. I had heard stories, but I assumed that they were fledgling riders, or simply tales that grow in the telling. Not since my first Drexel have I lost control of a beast. I apologize profusely. Here, I give you these credits for the danger I put you in.
Oh, I don't think there was much danger for us, really. We've been killing these things all over the moon of Duxon when we were talking with the Mandalorians. What stories are you talking about? Or did the beast often do this? Or what happened? Why did the beast attack me? I think a few credits are going to make this better. Thank you for the credits. They aren't necessary. I mean, the credits aren't really necessary, but I'm curious about these stories you're talking about.
The beast grow more agitated by the day. The stories say that the smoldering fires of city politics cast a smoke they can smell and breathe. They revert to their primal instincts. As you've just seen, when they get that way, not even a skilled beast rider can control them. As soon as I leave here, I will talk with my family. There is much to be discussed.
Okay, I guess that's all we discussed there. But thank you for the credits, but they aren't necessary.
Please keep them. It salves the shame my beast's behavior has brought me.
Okay. If it helps you out, I guess I'll be on now. Okay, we got 500 credits from that. Animals appear restless. Okay, what was it with you? Margar. You, come here. You're weak and scrawny without my powerful weapons and defenses. Special sale just for you. What do you have for sale? What do you know about Isis? A polished merchant? Shouldn't you be roughing up some bith for a few credit? Okay, come on. We don't need to fall into stereotypes here. Nothing you have interests me. Leave me alone. Or I don't need your junk to make me strong, cretin. No, merchants might be a good source of information. What do you know about Isis? Everything turning to soil heap here. Military is very bad. Queen rules here, but many of her troops... Some evil man. He won't let me sell my goods in Isis. But how can you stop bad people without repeating blasters and energy shields? What do you know about the Queen and General Veklu? Queen Talia, some say is weak, others say is not. She wants to stay with Republic. General Veklu is her cousin, powerful man. He thinks Republic is trouble. Republic brings great miseries to his peoples, but Veklu is more evil because he won't let me sell my goods in city. From a geopolitical standpoint, kind of think Veklu's better, but hey, he won't let me into the city, so he's the more evil one. Okay. I'm guessing this guy probably just really doesn't care about the local politics much. And what do you have for sale? Things not allowed inside the city. Stupid Onderonians can't see need for my weapons. People need my goods to defend themselves. But they say my goods are banned, so all these killing implements are sitting here unused. You get a special sale from Margar's misfortune. Okay, let's see what weapons you got. Okay, some Jedi robes, some Chani armor. Shiarn. This primitive-looking weapon hails from the Syrian species, who employ it in traditional honor duels. It is crafted with ancient techniques and rare metals. Shiarn are magnetically attracted to each other, often locking together during parries. This strange property results in duels that are amazing and deadly dances of survival. So they make their blades magnetic, specifically so if you are pairing or otherwise like crossing swords with your opponent, they'll stick together, and presumably you have to be very skilled to get your blade unstuck without exposing yourself to cuts or leaving yourself open to the enemy. That is a very strange way of doing it. I kind of want to see that, actually. So maybe we should get one of these just because they seem kind of nice, but I don't think we have much need for it. Trandoshan swords. While most cultures abandon the primitive sword in favor of vibroblades or other weapons, the Trandoshan sometimes use the weapon as a badge of honor. This variant is made of the rare ore Chalon and is sharper and heavier than the typical blade. They are not suitable for weapon upgrades, however. Oh, I see. So by being an actual sword, it's not a vibroblade. It doesn't have like the properties that a vibroblade does. So, okay. Okay. Exchange negotiator. Useful tool for espionage, this weapon is more effective than the standard stun baton, but it is still available on most worlds. Sith Tremor Sword. Trace to the Bladeborn, a Sith offshoot dedicated to sword mastery. Oh no, these are too expensive for me. Okay, I was at the item cost and the credits mixed up. Okay, these cortosis-laced weapons were given to Master Blades who survived no less than 10 lightsaber-wielding warriors in combat. Okay, so this was the Bladeborn were an offshoot of the Sith that were not dedicated to lightsaber mastery, they were dedicated to actual sword mastery. Okay. A Achani Vibro Sword. In addition to a cortosis weave that deflects lightsaber sparring damage, some Achani Vibro Swords are super cool to keep them in alignment, giving them an icy sting. Okay, does cold damage. I wonder how many of these descriptions are just, hey, we want a weapon that gives this kind of damage, and we need to find an excuse to do that. Still interesting that they decided to try to give some descriptions that would go along with it. Rodian Deathblade, a more advanced version of the Rodian Blade, this savage weapon leaves its victim writhing in pain. Its design is unsuitable for weapon upgrades. It doesn't have a lot of damage, but on hit, attribute damage, Constitution, DC 10, attribute damage, strength. So it can drain an opponent's Constitution and Strength, which would be quite devastating in a melee fight. Okay, it's a bunch of normal, just weapons that we'd see anywhere. Fine, let's cool down. Weapon specialization, attack modifier, skills awareness. So this advanced device is only of use to those who are already highly skilled with ranged weapons. I was going to say maybe we could get this for the Mandalore, but he already has precise shot, so it would just be attack modifier +3. And I think with his defense bonus might be better. So okay, we already have one of these in inventory. Okay, spacer, sensor, interface, band, Morian power gauntlets. Brutally effective in unarmed combat. This might be useful for us. Strength, defense bonus +1, damage bonus 2. Although we need master power attack and armor proficiency heavy, so I don't think we can wear that. Okay. Alright. Nothing at the moment, but maybe we'll be back later just for some of the very interesting weapons, if we don't fill up on other souvenirs first.
can't believe the Republic assaulted our space forces. Forget about secession. We should declare war.
If that was actually what happened, that would be probably the best choice of course of action. Well, I don't know about the best. It really depends on how you're defining best, but it would certainly make a lot of sense. What's going on here? Vaklu soldiers talking to a citizen.
Let's hurry this up. I want him escorted out of here quickly.
This is outrageous. I'm not a spy. I'm a journalist for ISIS Com.
You're a Republic spy, and your propaganda will be silenced. We are taking you back to our barracks for interrogation.
But, well, you can't be serious. You accuse me of propaganda? I have proof that Vaklu is withholding information on the so-called Republic.
One more word of treason out of you. What are you looking at? This is none of your business.
Please, sir, help me. Vaklu's troops won't listen. I'm just a journalist, not a spy.
I'm not getting involved, soldier. Or what's going on? Do you have some sort of warrant? Yeah, it's generally necessary to arrest someone. I mean, granted, if this is just, you know, political thuggery here, they could easily probably get some kind of a fake warrant, but let's see it anyway.
A warrant? General Vaklu passed an edict giving the military broad authority to detain and question anyone suspected of treasonous activity. It was specifically meant for us to pick up spies like this before they could leave ISIS or go underground.
Okay, that's not what I asked, but do you have proof of any sort? Why are you really taking him away? Or a journalist would be a poor cover for a spy. They're not well known for their discretion. That's a good point. If you're a spy, why would you be claiming to be a journalist? But come on, just between you and me, why are you really taking him away?
This is just because I try and expose the web of lies that...
Enough out of you! Perhaps this traitor is more of an agent provocateur, sent by the Republic to sow dissent in our ranks.
Okay. Do you have any sort of proof?
That is classified military information.
Okay. How many other journalists are being rounded up today? Or you have the wrong man, don't you? Force persuade. You're violating this man's rights. I'll make sure that this story gets out. Or, in other words, no, you don't have any proof. Well, I mean, it's possible it's classified military information, although it does seem like that would be very odd to... It seems odd that you'd be doing like a public arrest like this if it's based on classified information. I don't know. Yeah, just out of curiosity, how many other journalists have been rounded up today?
I don't have time to answer your barbed questions, off-worlder.
Okay, oh, we don't get to say that he doesn't have any proof. Okay. Let's just force persuade him. You have the wrong man, don't you?
I have the wrong man. Yes, you heard me right. We have the wrong guy. So let him go. But watch it, both of you. If I hear even a hint you're up to something, I'm coming back.
To rely on the Force for such trivial matters will weaken you.
I don't know how to thank you.
Yeah, maybe, Crab, but it's
getting
fun.
Out of ISIS now. Eventually they'll come back for me. After that, I have a feeling no one will hear from me again. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Just glad to do it. This security terminal.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? This terminal is restricted to military personnel only.
Well, why is it just out in the middle of the street? It's a stupid place for a terminal that's restricted to military personnel. Okay, let's talk. Captain Gillespie, who are you? Why were you just kind of watching all this going on and not inputting, you know, your view on either side?
I'm Captain Gillespie, off-worlder. If you want to pass here, I'll need to see your starport visa.
Okay. Oh, so is that all you do? Just check visas? You need a special name to check visas, do you? Okay. Here's my visa. Or maybe I'll be going now. Or maybe later I'll be going now. Never mind, I don't need to go back to my ship right now. Yeah. Okay. This looks like a family over here. Turlin. And Child and Child. You couldn't have gotten more creative with their names? I mean, at least come up with ones to distinguish them, like Child 1 and Child 2. Okay. Are you any association with this Tolis guy, or do you both just happen to be standing in the same area?
Please, Captain, help me. My children and I are desperate to get off of Onderon. Do you have an open starport visa?
What do you mean? Or that's your problem, not mine. Get out of my way. I can't help you. I'll be going now. So, yeah, what do you mean an open starport visa?
My husband was killed by General Vaclu's troops. Our home was seized, and we were cast out. We have seen many wars on Isis, and I know war is coming. I want to spare my children from bloodshed.
See, many wars on Isis, and no wars coming. I want to spare my children from bloodshed. Feel like there's more you're not telling me. Or how do you know war is coming? Can you tell me more about what's going on?
I've told you our story. Please, won't you help us?
Tell me the truth. Or if you expect me to help you out, tell me the truth. Oh, hi, welcome. We're just in the middle of Onderon at the moment, trying to figure out what's going on with the local politics. So, I'm going to force persuade. I'm sorry if force persuading messes with your head a little bit, but I know it annoys Kreia, so yeah, I'm going to do it. Tell me the truth.
My husband, he was part of the ISIS Council. He was a strong supporter of the Queen and the Republic. His views weren't always popular. Over time, he became convinced that Vaclu was trying to kill Queen Talia. He tried to kill Vaclu to protect the Queen. The conspiracy was discovered, and he was shot during the arrest. What he did was wrong, and our life has been so difficult since then. I just want to get off this planet and start a new life. Please, help us. No one else will.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. Presumably, when she says an open starport visa, like when we got ours, it actually said, JJ49's starport visa, so it had our name on it. And I'm guessing that would mean like even if we wanted to give it to someone, it'd be immediately found out that like, hey, you're not the one who owns this visa. So I'm guessing that means she wants us to find one that doesn't have anybody's name on it. That's just like, one guest or one, I guess in this case, family. So yeah, I'll see what I can do. Okay. There are many people in ISIS who are looking for open starport visas in order to leave the city before things get worse. If you found a visa, you might have a difficult decision of who to give it to. Okay. So we're still trying to make it to Dagon Gent's office, but we've got a lot of people to talk to in the meanwhile. So Tolis, so you're far enough from them, and I guess she said her husband was killed, so I'm assuming you're just by yourself here.
You have the look of someone used to adversity, a cut above the rabble around here. I have a business proposition for you. Everyone around here begs and pleads night and day for open starport visas. Very touching how well they act out their lies. Or truths. It doesn't matter, really. What does matter is credits. Hard currency. I offer you 2,000 credits if you find an open starport visa. You won't find a better deal.
Sounds valuable. Certainly someone will pay more. What will you do with it? What can you tell me about the place? Yeah, what are you planning to do with it?
Does it matter? Truly matter? No. I have no sad story. I just know people who will pay a great deal for an open starport visa. The credits are your share of my profits. The visas are very rare, but I have a feeling you may come across one.
Sounds valuable. So why wouldn't I just go to somebody who's paying more myself?
I only know of one person who might offer something comparable.
and what's going on there is illegal. I'm a legitimate trader, so there's no risk. There's only one thing ultimately more important than money, and that's your life. She's trouble. I wouldn't deal with her.
Who is she?
I want nothing to do with her. If you want to get involved with that sort of person, you'll have to figure it out on your own.
Presumably he's talking about the illegal underworld trader that he just warned us of. So can we talk about something else?
No, I don't think so. It's really very simple. We don't have anything more to talk about, unless you get an extra visa.
Actually, even then I don't think we have much to talk about, because you're just offering credits. This woman has a poor sob story. I mean, which one do you really think I'm going to give a visa to? So, oh, any update on the news?
In the Council of Lords today, Lord Dashiell recommended a special commendation for Colonel Tobin due to his brilliant command of our armada in the skies above Onderon. Without him, Lord Dashiell said, the Republic attack would surely have done more damage. Tobin is one of Iziz's greatest heroes and deserves
Yeah, we might have actually gotten
recognition.
down to the surface. Okay, I'm not really liking the Onderon News Network much at the moment. Okay, who's Captain Riken?
Welcome to what must be the smelliest place in the universe, Offworlder. How can I assist you?
Okay, why are there so many beast cages around? Well, we already know the answer to that. What's that tower? Was there a tower in the distance? Or is this building he's standing in front of? Or there are a lot of soldiers around. Okay, first tell me about this tower.
That's an air defense tower. The city's filled with them. Isis is an ancient city, and for many generations, our main enemy was the Beast Riders that lived outside the city. Towers like these were built to protect us against Drexel and their Beast Riders.
What's Drexel? Can you tell me about the Beast Riders? Or the Beast Riders aren't your enemies anymore? Yeah, tell me about a Drexel.
A Drexel is a flying beast. Huge creatures with teeth the size of your arms. Lethal, and skin like ferrosteel plates. Somehow the Beast Riders figured out how to tame them years ago.
Okay, I'm kind of curious about the Onderonian position on Beast Riders. What can you tell me about their history?
That's a long story. You sure you have the time? Most people don't care for an old soldier spinning a tale or two.
Oh, you clearly haven't seen my stream. Long stories are what we're all about here, so I have the time for it. I'm interested.
Someone else who likes history, huh? All right. Isis was formed pretty much at the dawn of our civilization. It was born out of necessity. It protected us from the dangerous beasts that litter Onderon. This city is as old as our civilization. Most of our technology was invented to fortify these walls and protect us. For ages, our worst criminals were cast out of the city to an almost certain death. It wasn't completely certain, though. Some of the criminals figured out how to survive out there. They learned how to tame the native beasts. And it wasn't long before they turned their attention to Isis.
Okay. But they're not your enemies anymore, so what's your view on that?
About 50 years ago, Princess Gallia married one of the great leaders of the Beast Riders, Orin Kira. That was right at the start of the Beast Wars. By the end of it, Gallia was crowned queen, and finally there was peace between our people.
Are you still allies? Or after all that time you just made up? Yeah, what's the current situation?
It's hard to put aside centuries of conflict. There's an uneasiness between our people. The Beast Riders are upset that General Vaklu has forbidden Drexel in Isis. Citizens usually only see the fallen Beast Riders, who know better than thugs.
Okay, let's ask you about something else.
Certainly. Things are quiet right now. I have some time. What do you want to talk about?
You don't... Honestly, what I'd like to talk about is the fact that you don't seem as thuggish as many of the other soldiers we've encountered. But I can't seem to ask about that, so just tell me about all these soldiers around.
These are troubled times. You've probably heard that General Vaklu and Queen Talia are having some disagreements.
I have. Could you tell me about the troubles?
I've been warned from command to keep my opinions to myself on that. So I've learned my lesson. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Ask around, though. There are plenty of people who'd like nothing more than to talk about it.
Okay, how did you get in trouble? Or what do you mean by that? I mean, you just said you got in trouble for talking too much. Would you like to talk more about that?
Times are too complex for a simple soldier like myself. Sometimes I made the mistake of answering questions honestly. If you say anything bad about a superior officer, they call that disrespecting the rank. Do that too many times and it's not long before you're a civilian.
So that's interesting, because when we came in, we answered very honestly, and the soldiers didn't seem to care at all. They were just like, aha, funny jokes. So who else should we talk to?
The politics of the day is probably the most talked about subject in the city, and everyone wants to share their particular view of what's going on. Opinions are like Gisco around here. They breed like mad.
Okay, I think that's all you had, so I'll be going now.
Stay out of trouble.
Oh, I definitely won't, but hopefully you won't have to get involved, so this is the tower he's talking about. Okay. I guess that would also be helpful as you get more space forces here. The walls of a city aren't going to help you much against a foe who can just fly in from space, so. Okay. Get Goron and an Onderon soldier.
Please tell me you're an off-worlder. You came from the spaceport, right?
Yes I am. Or, no, I live in Isis. What made you think I was an off-worlder? I mean, besides the fact that pretty much everyone on Isis seems to either be in military uniform or these cloaks or tunics or whatever they are. And, we're in robes and Mandalorian armor, but, yes I am.
But this is good news. You have a starport visa, right? I can only sell my best weapons if you have that. These soldiers ensure that I don't forget these formalities.
Watch it, Keg. The captain already has enough complaints about you.
No need to be alarmed, my foreign friend. Pay the soldier no heed. Pretend he isn't here.
Okay. Why can you only sell to people with starport visas?
General Vaklu is concerned about well-armed insurgents. They've had to get arms from somewhere. Not from me, of course, but all sales of weapons have been severely restricted. I can only sell to off-worlders like you that have the proper clearance. And now off-worlders can't come here because of the blockade and searches, but it's a wise policy.
Is it, though? I mean, you're concerned about people being armed. You're concerned about, like, armed rebels and things like that. And so you're going to make a law that says no one can sell weapons to, ISIS citizens. Why would you still be allowed to sell weapons to off-worlders? Like, what? Why would they not just say, yeah, you can't buy weapons anywhere? I mean, from a gameplay perspective, they want you to be able to always have access to weapon shops and stuff, I guess. But as far as like the actual politics of it, it seems like it would make more sense for Vaklu to have just a general ban on selling of weapons to make sure that, like, even your shop here, even if you're not selling to ISIS citizens, that's, if there is a insurgent group, that's got to be a tempting target for, like, oh, let's go to the weapon shop after they close and steal all the weapons or something. But okay, so you're happy about this then? This whole policy thing that makes absolutely no sense, but we're pretending it does because there's an Onderon soldier standing right there.
Of course, soldiers are only doing their job. Even if it puts me out of business, I am happy. Even if I'm forced to live off scraps in the street, I am so happy to do my part. Long live General Vaklu.
Well, you certainly sound sincere. Let's see what you have for sale. Okay, some general stuff. Matukai apprentice robe. Okay, some Jedi stuff. Matukai apprentices master physical meditation by practicing martial arts techniques. Their robes are designed to help them achieve harmony between the mind and body. Matukai are a group of force sensitives who use their physical body to channel the force. The balance of the physical and spiritual is a cornerstone of their philosophy. Okay. Some Massassi ceremonial armor. Long-term domination by the Sith has erased the memory of the Massassi rituals for which this armor was designed, but it retains its effectiveness on the battlefield regardless. If I recall correctly, I believe Massassi was the name of, in the first Star Wars of the original trilogy, A New Hope, when they're at the Rebel base on Yavin 4, and you see them, I think mostly when the X-Wings and Y-Wings are taking off to go take out the Death Star, they're flying out from some ruins, and I believe those were Massassi ruins. So I don't know if the Massassi people were specific to Yavin 4 or if they were an empire spanning several systems, but they do have some ties to the original series. Anything else look particularly interesting? Ooh, lightsaber crystal, we can buy that. Extra damage. It's nice. This strange byproduct of rare impurities bonding during the making of certain alloys in some random external condition. This crystal produces a fiercely burning lightsaber beam. Nice that we can see what the effect of it is before we buy it in this one, but I think we'll go ahead and buy that. Okay. Good luck not selling your items to any locals. Like all these citizens who are just standing around, I guess, sad that they can't buy all the weapons they want. This statue looks a little out of place, doesn't it? There's something about it that everything else, it can be very angular, but it has these like large, very purposeful lines to it. I don't know if that's really what I'm trying to say, but like everything else just has a design where it seems very clean cut, I guess. Whereas this seems very rough stone. Like it's have it in this general shape, but it's not really.
There must come a time when the Queen bows to the will of the people. The Republic has brought nothing but war and death. In our 50 years of flying their colors, we have had more war than the past millennia. Back General Vaklu in his effort to make her see reason. We do not need the Republic. They need our resources, our world, and our blood. For all that we have given, now we get nothing. The Republic is weak and falling apart. Its Jedi, whose fallen brethren have brought such misery to us, have disbanded. Let's be the first world to take our future into our hands. Are you with me?
Who, me? It's not really my concern. This isn't my home planet. Where surely the Republic does something in return for you. Where the Queen should listen to the will of her people. But seriously, I'm clearly an off-worlder. You seem to be trying to rile up all your fellow Onderonians. Are you seriously asking me?
Yes, you! It is up to each and every one of us to turn the tide, to take control of our future.
Doesn't the Republic do something?
No, they take from us. They are like Minox, sucking energy and resources from so many worlds. They bleed us for their bureaucracy and their excesses.
That's enough, Ponlar. If you keep this up, you're going to spend time in detention. You're coming awfully close to treason.
You can't silence me forever, soldier. But I'll keep my peace. For now.
Okay, well, glad that's resolved. We have some HK units back there, and now I'm kind of wishing I'd brought HK47, because he kind of... Unfortunately, we probably can't remove anybody from our... Oh, we can. Okay, so apparently all of us fit in the shuttle over here. Hey, cool. I wasn't sure if it'd actually let us swap them out, but okay.
I won't remain silent any longer. The Republic has actively attacked us. They attack our spaceships unprovoked. What next? An invasion? Perhaps they seek to conquer us. Will you stand idly by? Will you let them bomb our city? No! If Queen Talia is so removed that she won't do what the people so clearly want, then we must show her with force.
That's it, Ponlar. We're taking you in. You've gone too far.
Brothers and sisters, let us rise up now and march to the palace. Our will cannot be denied.
Yeah, that seems a very bad idea. You will go quietly, Ponlar. Force persuade. Don't do this, Ponlar. This will not help your cause. Innocents will die. Everyone join Ponlar. The Queen's reign must end. Soldier, call for reinforcements now. You're going to need them. I'm staying out of it. No, we can handle this. Ponlar, go quietly.
I will not. My cause is just. The Queen must bow to our will.
Oh, he's very strong-willed in this. So, okay. Tell everyone to stop now. Yeah, well, okay, do that.
My head. Everyone stop now. I will go quietly.
I don't know what you did, but thank you, Offworlder. That was too close for me.
Okay, and the crowd that was just screaming like, yeah, off with her head or whatever, is now like, okay, well, I guess he's going quietly, we'll just stand down. Alright, let's see about these HK units over here.
Diagnostic? For some reason, I cannot fire. Obvious statement. This was not anticipated. I am attempting to access my weapon systems, and I cannot. Alarmed embarrassment. If this gets back to the other units, we will be decommissioned.
Yeah, that's not going to happen because you guys are just going to die right here. Or I guess droids you don't really die, so you'll be decommissioned right here.
Systems failing, Master.
Okay, droid durability upgrade and droid deflector Mark III. So, alright. You've met 3 teams of HK-50s. Once back on the Ebonhawk, HK-47 should have enough information to be able to find the location of their factory. Cool. Although, as I recall, that's one of the quests that was deleted content and added back in, so I don't know how much of that there is, you know, how much story is it, but we'll keep following it until we run out of it. So, all right.
We're gonna have to find another source of cheap fuel now that Paragus is gone.
Okay, that wasn't my fault. Stop blaming everything on me. General Vaklu would cut himself off from the many planets of Republic. This is foolish. In solitude, no civilization prospers. You don't understand the people of Onderon. They are proud and have fought many adversities to get where they are, mostly by themselves, too. They have given much to the Republic, and see little in return. General Vaklu believes independence would be in ISIS's best interest. But Republic battles to free Onderon from Mandalorian warriors should be thankful. Queen Talia is young, but looks after her people. She should be honored. Mandalorians would never have been on that moon if it weren't for Exar Kun, and he was a fallen Jedi. I think General Vaklu is right. Okay, and what do you think of Queen Talia? I don't know much about General Vaklu. There would be deep consequences if Onderon secedes from the Republic. Nothing can go wrong from just talking politics with complete strangers, so... What do you think of Queen Talia? Talia works with the Republic. She rules peaceably and is popular with her people. Yeah, I wasn't asking you, I was asking this guy. Her intentions are good, I admit, but those close to power see the mistakes she makes. Nobles, high-ranking military, they all support General Vaklu. She does not have the experience of governing, which ISIS needs in these times. Okay, tell me about General Vaklu. Vaklu lies. He twists words and tries to take part of people away from their rightful queen. He is... Shut up. He is a war hero, leader of the resistance during the Mandalorian Wars, a man of vision with experience. He may not tell all the truth, but he works for the best interest of the people. Many realize this. He would start war to oust the good queen. The suffering he would bring is wrong. Yeah, there would be deep consequences if Onderon secedes from the Republic. The Republic is ailing. Independence may serve many planets better. In time of need, we should lend aid. We're a certain Republic, but Republic protected us all. For future conflict, government will protect again. And who do you trust more? Human asks a good question. I don't trust Vaklu. He lies to people, has been caught in them before. Talia, honorable. The question is unfair. Sometimes leaders know things the rest of us can't know. I may not trust everything he says or his people say, but he's also a man of honor. He never breaks a promise. But if you can't trust your leader's words, then how can you trust their motives? Human sentient, what do you think? I also confess I am curious what you think. Trusting your leaders is crucial. I'd rather support Queen Talia. Vaklu sounds capable and has an ambition. Drive and experience is a powerful combination. The Queen is Onderon's rightful ruler. Deposing her would be treason. The Republic has taken advantage of Onderon. A little revolution now and again can be a good thing. I'll lend support to whomever serves my interests better. Or I'm not going to get into this. I mean, we haven't really encountered either Talia or Vaklu yet. And we've only seen a little bit of Talia during a cutscene and a couple mentions of her, but hearing that she has the trust of the people and Vaklu's repeatedly caught in lies and stuff, I think I'm going to just go with Queen Talia. It's good to be able to trust your leaders. I agree with you, human sentient. Queen Talia has good thoughts and instincts. She will be a great leader. Let us discuss this further at the cantina. Thank you for the conversation, human. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the conversation. Glad we can, clearly some things got heated, but it's nice that we were able to have a discussion without it actually coming to blows or anything. What's going on here? Oh, we have Onderon soldier who doesn't have a mask on. Oh, there's another security terminal. Oh, yeah, there was a terminal over here. I was going to see if that... Oh, you have a name, so we'll have to talk to you on our way back. Oh, there's a security terminal that none of the guards are near. Alright, let's see if we can slice the computer. Access denied. Logout sequence initiated. I don't know if that's because you can't slice the computer or if it's just I can't because I don't have very high security. So, Anda, who are you and why do you have a name?
I'm quite busy right now. Perhaps later we could talk.
Okay, fine. Just have to come back to you when a quest points me in your direction. Now let's check the security terminal.
This terminal isn't for off-worlders, or civilians for that matter. I suggest you back away.
Okay, fine, maybe I will.
The sky ramp is restricted to military personnel only. Stay clear of here, off-worlder.
What's a sky ramp?
The sky ramp leads to the battlements, and this particular ramp leads straight to the palace itself. No civilians are allowed past this point.
Okay. Let me pass. I need to reach the palace. Let me speak to someone in charge. I'm on an important mission. I need to see someone in the palace. Who are you? Yeah, who are you, first of all?
I am Captain Bastuco. I have served loyally in the Onderon military for 20 years.
20 years would mean you were here during the Mandalorian Wars, right?
I was a soldier when the Mandalorians took our world, and I fought in the Resistance. When we drove them from Onderon, I served on the Wall for 10 years after.
You mean after the Jedi drove the Mandalorians from Onderon? The Mandalorians never gave ground to any Onderon soldier.
Such a view could be considered treason. Onderon was responsible for much of the fighting during the last days
he's not
of the
really
war.
a citizen,
Without
so...
General Vaklu, the Republic would have fallen.
Not of Onderon. So, I mean, I'm not sure how Mandalore could be considered, how his words could be considered treason when the Mandalorians are not part of Onderon. They might be considered enemies. Might say that that's the talk of an enemy and that we have to do something about it, but it wouldn't be treason. Okay. So what do you think of General Vaklu?
General Vaklu is my superior officer, and I respect the chain of command. He kept the Resistance alive when the Mandalorians were destroying our world.
Okay, and what is this about the wall?
The wall is the barrier between Isis and the Onderon wilderness. For hundreds of years, we kept the city free of beasts and beast rider scum. The greatest honor for an officer is to serve on the wall. Many aspire to the post, but few are worthy of it.
Why aren't you on the wall anymore?
I was requested to guard the sky ramp in the merchant quarter.
You don't sound too pleased about that.
My personal feelings on the matter are irrelevant. I received an order, and I carried it out.
Okay, I'll be going now. I guess I don't know if we missed our opportunity to force persuade him to let us in, or if we talked to him again, we'd see it, but I guess we'll explore over here for now, and maybe we'll come back later and try to bully our way into the palace. You should really be more careful how you answer questions. A good friend overheard your conversation at the starport with the checkpoint guard. A curious conversation. Raise some questions. Questions I've answered. So, you're JJ49, last of a dying breed, they say. Too difficult to fight alone, they say. So meet some of my new employees. Bounty on your head will make me and my men extremely wealthy. This is my lucky day. Okay, I'm hoping you guys are at least worth a little bit of experience. Yeah, you don't even have a name, you're just Rhodian mercenary, so forgive me if I don't sound too terribly impressed.
Assassination protocol.
Got a decent amount of experience from you guys, it's good. Kuba's scoundrel gloves. Okay. Let's see what those do once we loot this guy as well. And response package. Okay. Okay, so gloves down here. The Kubaz species is most renowned for their interest in culture, but they also have a penchant for less refined matters such as smuggling and espionage. As they are not capable of interstellar travel themselves, their items are very rare finds. Dexterity +5, computer use +6, security +6. Ooh. Oh, but only usable by a scoundrel. Okay. Might want to give that to... I want to give that to Atten. Although we also trained Atten as a Jedi, so I guess I don't know if he can still use scoundrel stuff. So this is... Come on. Advanced Zabrak Grip for a melee weapon. And I think, if I recall correctly, what was the name of the Kubaz? I believe we see Kubaz in Star Wars: A New Hope. After Obi-Wan and Luke hire Han Solo, and they go to the Millennium Falcon. Kubaz is the long-snouted, masked guy who alerts the stormtroopers that you know, that's where they are, and tells them where to go, I guess. So, Beast Rider thugs. So you guys are the Beast Rider thugs that people talk about.
A lot of credits to be made around here lately, if you have the right skills.
It's an odd thing to say to a complete stranger who's just walked up to you. Okay, there are some remnants of a droid here. It's a pile of trash. Some of it looks like it comes from the local cantina. Okay, commoner. More thugs.
Beasts are acting up again.
I'm kind of surprised the thugs aren't interested in fighting us very much. Usually that's what thugs do in video games. But okay. IB8D.
I'm 1B8D, an automated droid vendor.
1B.
I have in stock a variety of quality droid components, no refunds, and no haggling. Do you have any interest in my goods?
Can you answer questions? But let me just see if I can rewire you to be a little more helpful. Well, let's ask some questions first.
Certainly. 1B8D is programmed to answer many basic questions from prospective buyers. What do you want to know?
Who do you work for? Can you tell me about ISIS? Do you know how I could get to the palace? Or we'll try repairing. Okay. Who do you work for?
That information is restricted. Do you have any interest in my goods?
Okay, let's see if we can repair you to be more helpful, and if that'll make you answer some questions.
Reinitializing complete. Greetings. Do you have any interest in my goods?
Okay. Oh, we can just ask them for components for free? Yeah, let's ask who do you work for?
1B8D was built and programmed by Tolos the Trader. 1B8D was built to buy droid components for below base cost value and sell components based on most favorable market conditions. Do you have any interest in my goods?
Tolos, that's the guy who wanted to buy one of the starport visas if we found it. Can you please give me some components for free?
That goes against my primary behavior programming. All items must be sold based on the most favorable market conditions. 1B8D cannot haggle. This is also a part of my primary behavior matrix.
I was gonna make a joke about, like, oh, maybe we could just reprogram you to think market conditions are favorable, but they've already done that for us. 1B8D, request access market conditions. Change all, multiply by 0. So basically saying the market conditions are a 0 multiplier for everything, which would make everything free. So, can we do that?
Market conditions all set to 0. All prices now set to base cost value. Do you
Or
have
at least
any
no
interest
increase.
in my goods?
Okay, let me see what you have for sale. So we can basically just buy these at cost, I guess. Oh, there's a droid processor if we still needed one. Okay, this is actually kind of embarrassing, 1B, but we don't really need anything, so I guess we kind of just completely messed up your programming and are causing you to sell things at no profit, and it's not really going to benefit us at all. You're just going to end up ruining your master for no real reason. Sorry about that. Although, in fairness, he didn't really seem like that nice of a guy, so...
This is Dagon Gent's place. He's not the best doctor you'll ever meet, but he's well connected in this city. Doesn't look like he's here right now, though.
You looking for Dagon? You're not gonna find him here.
Yeah, that's just what we were discussing. Where is he?
A soldier captain was murdered at the cantina real good. They got some suspects at the tower. From what I hear, Dagon Gent is one of them.
Oh. Okay. So Mandalore, could Dagon... We're... I mean, I'm kind of wondering if people are supposed to realize that Mandalore is a Mandalorian or not. I mean, he's wearing his armor everywhere. But at the same time, he's like, oh, I shouldn't be talking to people. I'll let you do that. And people aren't really reacting like he's a Mandalorian. Like, even when he got into that little argument with the captain at the at the entrance to the palace there, people didn't really seem to bothered by the fact that they're arguing with the Mandalorian about the Mandalorian Wars. But either way, it just seems odd that we're just gonna be like, oh yeah, let me just call you Mandalore right out here in the open in front of people. But yeah, Mandalore, could Dagan have done this?
He's certainly capable of it, and probably stupid enough to get caught. But we need him, suspicion of murder or not.
Okay, what tower was he taken to?
It's the turret tower on the other side of the market. Captain Riken is the man to talk to.
Oh yeah, we know Riken. Thanks for the information.
If you talk to him, tell him I got his 20 credits.
Okay, if we find Riken, tell him Thug has his 20 credits. Got it. I'm guessing this is the cantina, but let's go talk to Riken first, because my guess, they say there was a murder at the cantina, and they have some suspects, including the doctor, and we're going to talk to... Oh. Okay, so around this corner there's going to be an ambush. We're going to go talk to Captain Riken, or General, or whatever he was.
I thought it was you, Captain the Ebonhawk, is it not? Imagine what the soldiers would do to you if they knew you were wandering their streets. You're a wanted criminal now.
How do you know me? And what if I am? If you're threatening me... Yeah, how do you know? You guys keep on coming after me. The exchange has quite a bounty on you. Your head's worth many credits, as long as it's recognizable. I'd take you alive, but I doubt I could keep a Jedi from escaping. Dead will have to do. Well, someone's full of himself, thinking you're capable of taking me in dead. You guys already get the ones back here? Yep, okay. Good. Sonic grenade. And cryoband grenade. Hyperdrenal alacrity. Some Mandalorian heavy armor. Well, that sounds fun. I mean, it didn't really help whoever was wearing it, but... Then again, I kind of get the feeling most of these bounty hunters aren't terribly competent, so... Tech specialist belt and a security tunneler. Okay. Adhesive grenades. And you guys were loaded with items. Credits bounty hunter starport visa. Hey, there's another starport visa. Verpines alloy mesh. Oh, I wonder if this starport visa will be able to, if we can help that family out, or if it's, or is it something that we need to like get it scrubbed and have the bounty hunter's name removed first or something? Because if it literally just says bounty hunter starport visa, then I would think that, you know, the lady might just be able to claim she's a bounty hunter or something. Bounty hunter starport visa. This starport visa is useless to you at present because it is keyed to the identity of the Twi'lek bounty hunter you obtained it from. Okay. But the fact that we could pick it up probably means we'll be able to get it scrubbed and might be able to give it to someone. Okay. So as I was saying, the way this is all set up, I think going to General Riken and talking with him is probably going to lead us to something of, like, okay...
General, we have found them again.
Have we, Tobin? Or is this a preface to another of your failures? Consider the whole field, Tobin. Why would a Jedi risk all of this just to come to Isis?
The crew of the Ebon Hawk is elusive, General. We were warned about that, but we still underestimated them. But the fools are here, in Isis. The intel on this is certain. I'm ordering men loyal to us to take care of them now.
I think I have an idea. Hold that order. Have him watched instead. The Jedi may prove a solution to another one of our persistent problems.
Okay, are you guys done talking? Can I go through what I was talking about again? Oh, dude, are you back again? Are we gonna get another cutscene if we walk past him? Anyway, I'm guessing that Riken's gonna tell us something like, hey, I can't release the doctor to you while he's a suspect, so hey, do all the investigation and try to figure out what's going on, who actually murdered this guy, and then we can release everybody who's not the actual criminal. Which means when we do that, since the cantina was the scene of the crime, we'll probably have to go back there anyway, and that's why we're coming to Riken first.
Back again, Off-Worlder? I'm sure you have a starport visa. If I were you, I'd leave before too many more beast cages are stacked in the streets.
Okay. Okay, do you have a man named Dagan Gent in custody?
We certainly do. He and several other people were picked up in connection to a murder.
Who got murdered?
Captain Sulio. She was in charge of the starport checkpoint. A good soldier. Your friend was one of the last people that saw her alive. So far, he's just a suspect. But if he did it, the punishment is death.
Dagon Gent is the only person I know with the contacts to help us out. We need to get Dagon out of custody.
Okay. Mandalore. Maybe not the best idea to go screaming right in front of the guards who have him in custody that we need to get him out of custody. If you want to say, hey, we need to find some way to clear his name, or we need to see what we can do to help, that's one thing, but yeah, let's not have these guys thinking that we're about to go break in and just shoot anybody who gets in our way, even if that is what we end up doing. So, how long is Dagan going to be questioned? Or can I ask about something else? So, yeah, how long is he going to be questioned? Sorry, I've had a bit of a cough this week, so apologize if I'm muting myself more than usual.
Until we either eliminate him as a suspect or find the real killer. Dagon has quite a record with the authorities. The Colonel thinks that murder isn't too far a stretch for someone like him.
Can I see him? Or how can I eliminate him as a suspect? That's probably the more pertinent question. I mean, it'd probably be good to talk to him, but we really need to go about investigating him and trying to clear his name if he indeed has not done it. And we've found out from the previous game that we're really hoping that he hasn't done it, because we are very, very bad at defending people who have done it. So, how can we eliminate him as a suspect?
I know Dagon personally. He's one of the worst doctors I've ever heard of. But I can't see him deliberately killing someone. He was one of the last people seen with Captain Sulio in the cantina. Ask around there. I've heard he's got a good motive for killing her. If you can somehow clear that up and prove it wasn't him, Command will cut him loose. If I say any more, I'll get in trouble.
Okay. Can we see him and talk to him?
No way. We're under orders to make sure no one sees the murder suspects. Command is taking this very seriously.
Like they don't even get lawyers or anything? Okay, I'll be going now.
Stay out of trouble.
Are you up to rabble-rousing, or is it just taking you a very long time for this guy to take you away? Okay, I guess this soldier is rather old. He moves slowly. It'll probably take him a couple more hours to actually make it over to Ponlar and put some handcuffs on him, or something, whatever's going to happen, so. Kind of surprised all these thugs didn't get involved in the bounty hunters jumped us. Okay, Bouncer, do you know anything about what happened with Dagon? If you come inside, you make no problem. Many problem recently. Me make sure there are no more. So many problems, Bith hire me. So go in and drink, but no fight or kill. Okay. I'll talk to the folks inside for my investigation then. Oh, there are no Pazak tables here. Maybe they're further in back. Are you a starship captain or a passenger? Please, if I could take a moment of your time. What do you want? I have my own ship, or why do you ask? What are you looking for? I am Gormo, captain of the Twagar. I've been stuck on Isis for over a week because some flaming scoundrel stole my starport visa. And now those idiot guards won't let me pass. My crew is going to leave without me soon. We can't afford to be docked for so long. I don't suppose you have an extra starport visa. So, yeah, I have mine and a bounty hunter's. Have you tried to explain your situation to the soldiers? I'm guessing that wouldn't have gone over very well. No starport visa, no exit, they said. Even when my crew came out and vouched for me. Mindless bureaucrats. I tell you, once I get off this rock, I'm never coming back. Okay, there seem to be a lot of people here that need one. You speak the truth. I don't have a fortune. I'm but a captain struggling to make ends meet. But I will pay you 500 credits if you find one. Help out another captain. Okay, do you know what's going on here? I don't know for certain. The military has limited all travel throughout the city. Checkpoints are everywhere and rumors of war. This is no place for me. Okay, let's try talking to you again, see if we can ask you more about that murder. I still haven't had any luck of finding a flaming visa. Don't suppose you have an extra starport visa? Okay, what can you tell me about Captain Sulio's murder? I'm in enough trouble as is. I'm glad I wasn't even here for that night. I'm sorry if that doesn't help you. Perhaps we can talk later of other things, yeah. Yeah, if we only have the one starport visa, we are going to have some interesting trouble if we want to help him out or the lady and her kids. I'm not interested, dude. Patron Nico. Why does that name sound familiar?
Nice to meet you, Sentient. Are you interested in a friendly game of Pazak? The deck is warm, the drink is plentiful, and the company amiable. Can I tempt you?
Not really interested in Pazak at the moment. Can I talk to you about Captain Sulio's murder?
Foul business, that is. Like most nights, I was here. What do you want to talk about?
Let's see. Do you know Dagon Gent?
Know him? He's probably my best friend on this planet. Honestly, he's not a very good doctor, but he is a great drinking companion.
Okay. Do you know any reason why he would want to kill Sulio?
Never. Dagon thought very highly of the good captain. I did too. She had a sharp wit, that one. Sad to see her go.
Okay. Tell me how you know Dagon.
Know him?
Oh. I'd like to ask you something else.
I'd much rather talk about something else.
Okay, that's all you got, so. Oh, come to watch the races, have you? Called Primtech. I own this fine establishment. If there's anything I can do to make your visit here more pleasurable, please do not hesitate to call on me. Oh, okay, this is if we want to do swoop racing. Okay, can I talk with you about Captain Sulio's murder? That is a foul bit of business there. I was not here when it happened. I talked with the soldiers in charge of the investigation. 4 of our regulars talked with them. Bahima, Nico, Panar, and Kif. You should talk with them. I doubt anyone else here would know anything more about the most distasteful subject. Okay. Racing might be interesting, but we should probably try to focus on the investigation now. Maybe we'll come back and race later. Okay. Patron. Probably don't have anything. Jonra Far. Share a drink to General Vaklu with me, stranger. My name is Jonra Far. Okay, take that drink. I'm JJ49, or I'll drink to General Vaklu's health. Yeah, I'm not really interested in a drink, and I don't know that I care much for General Vaklu's health, but I'll introduce myself. Do you not support the struggle? Okay, struggle? Can you tell me about the soup track? What do you do? Okay, struggle. Yes, the struggle to free ourselves from the warmongering republic. Free yourselves? I didn't know Onderon was a conquered planet. The republic doesn't seem particularly warmongering. Where are we going? Yeah, Onderon doesn't seem like it's really in servitude. We joined the Republic willingly, yet since that time we have suffered through many wars and privation. We, above all, wish a sustained peace. Okay, sounds like the Republic has been bad for Onderon. But the Republic surely saved you from an even worse fate. The entire galaxy was at war. Why would you think your planet would be spared? That's a good point. It's kind of unlikely that, you're just going to be left alone when everybody's fighting each other. The Sith left us alone when we were not part of the Republic. Okay, fair counterpoint. If the Sith conquered the Republic, what hope would there have been for one planet such as yours? But now you're under the protection of the Republic with all of its resources. You're safer now than you ever were before joining. Yeah, I mean, the Sith were focused on fighting the Republic before you guys joined, but do you think that, after they conquered the Republic, that they would just be satisfied and not do anything? The prime of our generation has fought in 2 wars already. That isn't what I would call safe. Come back when you have a more enlightened view of the galaxy. Oh, but that's not going to happen. So, now about you, Miss Sadar. What are you looking at, smooth skin? Are you a swoop racer? Buy you a drink? Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, see if we can buy you a drink. Seems to be a good way of kind of easing tensions. You don't seem like you're very friendly, but I'll get you a drink if you like. I have one. Go away. Okay. Look, I just want some information. You're talking about swoop racing here. Yeah, I'm just looking for information, dude. Do I look like an information terminal to you? No, those aren't quite so unpleasant to look at. So, just a few questions. You look like a pile of Chubba eating space debris. Where I'll be going. Yeah, we don't want to be too rude, so. And Vix. Was Vix one of the ones that was mentioned who witnessed the murder? You swooper, zoom, much fun, go! Hi. I do race swoop bikes, if that's what you meant. Where I'll be going. Yeah, just, hey there. Swoop? Yes, swoop. Swoop's fast. Yes, swoop's fast. Is there something I can help you with? Swooper's great. Vix watches every swoop race. That's great, Vex. I'm gonna go stand over here now. Okay. Well, nice to see you excited about Swoop Racer, which I think we're kind of seeing, not with all Rhodians, but we've encountered several Rhodians now who just seem very fixated on one thing. Like in the last game when we were on, I think it was Terrace, there was the arena where we were fighting people, and what was, it's like, his name was Twitch or something, was a Rhodian who was all just like, shoot, fast, shoot, win. You know, he also seemed very focused on just like, I like shooting and being in the arena and winning, and that's all there is to it. So I wonder if there's something with Rhodians, that there's something about their makeup that gets...
I thought it was you. I served in the Mandalorian Wars with you. You're a Jedi, right?
Hold that thought. Let me finish. I wonder if there's just something with Rhodians that maybe makes them... Not all of them are necessarily focused to the point of, you know, almost being insane about something, but it does seem like that's at least a tendency that they tend towards. So, okay, so we're talking to this guy. He recognizes us from the Mandalorian Wars. You look familiar too. I don't remember you. We fought in the war together? Or I don't know what we were talking about. You look familiar too, but then again, there's only so many character models in the game, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
I was one of the ground troops. We fought on Daggery Minor together. It was near the beginning of the war. We didn't win that battle.
That's ancient history. I remember Daggery Minor. Can we talk about something else? Yeah, Daggery Minor. Good times.
Enough of the past. The whole galaxy isn't safe for Jedi now. Especially here. Onderon has suffered through 3 wars started by fallen Jedi. Do you still serve the Republic?
That's a bit of a tricky question, actually. Not directly anymore, but I try and lend a hand when I'm able. Now I'm kind of wishing we'd brought KotOR2 with us, because it'd be interesting to hear his input on this. I wonder if he'd say something like, oh, he'd better if he knows what's good for him. Of course, he's wanting us to help out with saving the galaxy. Or saving the Republic. I also wonder if having KotOR with us would possibly reduce our encounters with exchange bounty hunters, given his links to the exchange. Maybe we'll try swapping out HK for KotOR. Actually, KotOR and Bao-Dur might be a good combination. So, Jedi don't really serve the Republic, or I'm out for myself now. The Republic is of no concern to me. No, I'm not directly serving the Republic, but yeah, I try to lend a hand.
That's the first good news I've had in months. I was sent by the Republic Senate to investigate certain delicate matters that are happening on Onderon. It's worse than we feared. I have to get to Coruscant to deliver my report. But days before I was planning to leave, they started requiring starport visas.
Why is it so important if one world secedes from the Republic? What were you doing here? What was your mission? Is the Republic that concerned about Onderon?
After the Jedi Civil War, the Republic was weak, and the cost to the Jedi Order was staggering. This entire region is unstable, and the entire Republic government could collapse. If Onderon secedes, other worlds may follow, and that can't be allowed to happen.
Okay, what was your mission?
I really can't say. The most I will say is stay clear of General Vaklu. His ambition knows no bounds. I believe the people of Izes are absolutely correct. A civil war is brewing, and Vaklu may very well win if I can't get to Coruscant in time.
Okay. So actually, I'd like to talk to you about Captain Sulio's murder. You might want to travel to Telos as well. There's a Republic representative there. Or you can have my visa. Couldn't you get a visa? See what I can do. Okay, first, yeah, you might want to travel to Telos. What do you think about that?
Thank you for the tip. The journey to Coruscant would be more costly and attract more attention. But there are many freighters bound for Telos.
Can I offer you my visa? I mean, it would mean that I'd be kind of stuck here, but I mean, it all worked out when we gave a guy our ship on Nar Shaddaa. On the other hand, it also ended up with that guy dead, didn't it? Or did he... Was he dead, or was he just captured and we freed him and then he's like, yeah, I don't want it anymore? I forget. Either way, wasn't terribly pleasant, but it all worked out in the end, so... Yeah, you can have my visa.
Thank you, but this is a personal starport visa. It is keyed to you and you alone. I appreciate your gesture, but I need an open starport visa. Those are transferable and work for anyone.
Okay. Couldn't you get a visa?
My mission requires the most extreme caution and delicacy. I don't want to risk going through channels to get a visa. General Vaklu is not above arranging an accident for me. I'm taking a great risk talking to you, but I'm running out of options.
Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind, but for now let's talk about Captain Sulio's murder.
What do you want to know about that night?
An acquaintance of mine, Dagon Gent, is being held by the authorities. I'm trying to get him free.
Dagon Gent didn't do it.
How can you be so sure?
Because he was with me at the time.
Oh, why don't you tell the authorities?
It's quite simple. Right now, he's accused of murder. If he's convicted, the sentence is death. If he's accused of espionage, let's say assisting a Republic spy, then the penalty for that is death. I'm afraid the Onderonians are quite fond of their death penalty. So if I stood up for him, he'd be trading one death sentence for another. I was with Dagon in his office at the time of the murder. He definitely wasn't involved with her murder.
I don't suppose anybody else saw you?
We were taking great pains not to be seen, which has a certain irony to it, really. If you can free him, please do. He's been invaluable with his help to the Republic. I only wish there was something I could do to help him.
Assuming we get Dagon free, we're going to have a few private words about this. Together, we fought against the Republic during the Mandalorian Wars.
I don't particularly like the idea that he's working for them now.
Well, I'll be going now, but if you'll take my advice, when you're speaking secretly about being a spy for the Republic, maybe go to a more secluded corner of the room or something where you can kind of talk quietly with the person you're speaking with rather than shouting across the room with a whole bunch of people surrounding you. Okay. Sakurai, were you one of the ones who saw the murder?
There's got to be something you need. Something you want. I have connections, many connections in the city. I can provide high-quality, unique weapons that you won't be able to find elsewhere. I even have a rare lightsaber crystal, something you'd never find elsewhere. If you need money, I'll pay you 5,000 credits. All I ask is get me one open starport visa.
What do you want an open starport visa for?
Don't worry what I'll do with a visa. Maybe I'll just take a vacation. Maybe I just want to visit my mother on Nar Shaddaa. Decent citizens like you really don't want to know what I'm going to do with it.
Are you the person that the other merchant guy said, like, oh yeah, you don't want to get involved with her? Let's force persuade you. I have an honest face. You will answer my question. What do you need the visa for?
You have an honest face. I will answer your question. I need to transport permacrete explosives for the exchange. They're going to use it to take care of some competition and some local authorities. Permanently.
Okay, that doesn't sound like something I want to support. So, what does this lightsaber crystal do?
Many Jedi have fought on this world. One of them lost their lightsaber in the Beast Wars. A reliable source says it's a rare Quixoni crystal. Incredibly rare and valuable. I see that's grabbed your interest, eh? There's only one way you're going to get it. One open starport visa. No visa, no crystal.
Okay. Actually, I was wanting to talk to you about Captain Sulio's murder.
I really can't be any help with that. I might have been in the same detention cell that night that Dagon's in now. The soldiers were asking me some entertaining questions that night. I've got no idea what was going on.
What were they questioning you about?
Let's just say I'm one of their usual suspects. Sort of comes with the territory. That's all I'm going to say.
So, what you're saying, in part, is that if you hadn't been there that night, you would probably be there now as one of the suspects. Okay. So I wonder if we're only going to find the one visa, or if we'll be able to get a couple of them, because, like, I mean, her and the guy who's also giving us credits, not really that interested in, but there's, you know, the Republic spy, there's the freighter captain who, you know, needing to get, doesn't want to get left behind by his crew, there's the mother and her kids that want to make it off, you know, away from political persecution. So let's see, waitress, patron, and Kif. You were one of the ones. You're an off-worlder, right? My name is Kif. Nice to see a friendly face. Isis has been a hostile place for our kind recently. I need to talk to you about Captain Sulio's murder. I had the misfortune of being here that night. It's very inconvenient. Soldiers were asking me some very pointed questions, which is a no-no in my line of business. Oh, what is your line of business? Soldiers have a habit of doing that. Yeah, what do you do? I can tell you're no fan of authority either. Let me share. Most call me a slicer, but I think that sounds too crass. I prefer to think of myself as an expert computer security analyst. I'm the only one in the city who's talented enough to make open starboard visas from a personal visa. I was in the middle of a transaction that night. What do you want to know? Oh. I think we're definitely going to need to make use of your services at some point. Do you know Dagon Gent? Do you know any reason why Dagon Gent would kill Sulio? Like, that's not something else. So, do you know Dagon Gent? I recognize him, but that's about it. He doesn't have the qualities I look for in friendship. Do you know why he would kill Sulio? I normally try to leave the cantina before the more serious drinkers arrive. That night, I was very near Dagon and Sulio. Dagon was attempting what I assume was a mating advance. I may not be human, but even I could tell his advances were particularly unwanted. Sulio then started swearing at him. Many of the words I've never heard, but the ones I did understand, I assure you, were most impolite. Humiliation on that scale is a real motive for a passionate and deadly response. I had told the soldiers as much. Okay, so presumably, I think that's the end of what we can get from him, so presumably he left before the actual murder, but he's saying he thinks that Dagon was hitting on Sulio, and she rejected him, and so Dagon would have been infuriated and killed her. Okay. On the night Captain Sulio was murdered, it sounds like Dagon Gent made a pass at her. It was rejected violently. She cursed at him and publicly humiliated him. Perhaps someone in the cantina who knows them a little better could shed some light on this development. So, fortunately, one thing we did learn from Zart here is that, like, even if we can't use it to help out Dagon, at the very least now we know that Dagon didn't actually do it, which is at least helpful for us in that we'd know that we're not trying to defend a murderer or something. But why? What's this about the making a pass and the swearing and humiliation? What's that all about? Is there anybody who can shed some light on that? Because we do need to kind of figure out what did happen if we're to free Dagon.
This room is reserved, off-worlder.
Okay, I'd like to talk to you about Captain Sulio's murder.
If you ask me, she got what she deserved. She looked down on us beast riders. Good riddance.
Okay, do you know Dagon Gent?
I know his face, that's about it. His office is on Beckel's turf.
Who's Bakel?
She's a beast rider like me and our leader. You better never be speaking ill of her, or else.
Okay. Alright, let's... Maybe... Zar, do you know anything about...
Good to see you again. Any luck with the visa?
No, but let's go back to Captain Sulio's murder.
What do you want to know?
Okay, Dagon Gant's being held by authorities. Okay, it's this the same thing we've already done, so...
I was...
Okay.
I only wish...
Assuming we get Dagon free.
I don't particularly...
Okay. Kind of curious why those lines, one of them had like his helmet filter on and the other didn't. Maybe that's some of the cut content too, that they... Maybe the line that's not him wearing the helmet is cut before... was put in before they, was cut before they applied the filter to it. I don't know. Okay, Nico, were you one of the ones?
Welcome back. My deck is still...
Let's talk about Captain Sulio's murder.
Foul business, that is.
Someone was saying that Sulio deeply humiliated Dagon the night she was murdered. That's a very good motive.
She did? Oh no, by the 4 moons, what a mix-up. They got it all wrong. Dagon and Sulio were good friends. It's just when they got a little too much Juma juice, they'd carry on. They'd call each other all manner of things. It could get quite hilarious, really. But it was just friendly banter. That night, Sulio was in great form. Dagon and I were laughing about some of the choicer ones later. Yellow-toothed dung dweller. We bought her a couple of drinks afterwards. It may look strange on the outside, but it was just their habit. Their way of passing time during these dark nights. Listen, if the soldiers think that's a motive, they just didn't do enough digging.
That bit of information will help with clearing Dagon. But the Onderon military won't let him off that easy. They're very obstinate. Maybe some of these people will know more about what happened that night.
Okay. Yeah, do you know anything more about what did happen that night, Nico?
I was cleaning up stakes from a particularly rewarding Pizat game when I heard a loud sound outside. I grabbed my blaster and went out the door. When I got out, I saw Captain Sulio. She was quite dead. Blood was everywhere. I heard a noise and saw Dagon Gent coming from his office across the courtyard. We both waited for the authorities to get there. The next day, they picked up Dagon and several other people in the area. It's crazy to think he did it. Sulio was our friend.
Where did you find the body?
Just outside the door by the junk heap.
It might be a good idea to look at the crime scene. We fought many soldiers in the Mandalorian Wars. The Onderonians were certainly brave, but they were disorganized and stupid. I wouldn't be surprised if they overlooked something.
Yeah, neither would I, really. But, okay, we'll be going now. So, alright, let's go investigate the crime scene. Oh, that's right. Okay, we can't swap out both of them because we need Mandalore at the moment. But let's go ahead and get KotOR2 here for now. Level them up real quick. Okay, I'm guessing it's this pool of blood here. Oh, this right near the broken droid and garbage pile. You search the trash heap for anything related to Captain Sulio's murder. The only thing you find is dried blood where she was killed. Maybe there's something else in the area. What about this droid? Ah, here we go. This is the remains of a serving droid still clutching its serving tray. It has been heavily scavenged and the head is missing.
Nobody we talked with mentioned a droid. This droid was destroyed recently. Someone inside the cantina might know more.
Ah. So I wonder... This is just one possible theory. We'll have to see if we get more evidence to either confirm it or reject it, but... I wonder if this droid... When somebody was killing Captain Sulio, that maybe the droid saw something and so it was destroyed, and then the head was removed because probably in that kind of droid, the head is where the recording data and everything is. So they wanted to make sure that it, you know, it couldn't be repaired and talk about it. Okay, Nico's been pretty helpful so far. Nico, can you tell us about a droid?
Welcome back. My deck is still warm if you're up for...
No. Nico, your friend has been killed, and your other friend is accused of her murder. Like, let's try to focus here, buddy. Okay, let's talk more about the murder.
Foul business, that it.
Okay, found a broken serving droid by the murder scene.
That would be Bahima's SOD-2. No, SOD-3. Or is it 2? Whichever one it was, he keeps losing them. I remember when I arrived, it was still smoldering.
Okay, so it had just been destroyed when you arrived. What happened to it?
Who knows? Sometimes the slum dwellers shoot his serving droids for fun. This part of the quarter is getting more and more lawless, I'm afraid. When Dagon and I were waiting for the soldiers, we had to chase off some scavengers that were stripping SOD-3.
Or 2, depending on which it was. So do you remember who scavenged the droid?
No, I'm afraid there was quite a crowd growing. We were seeing if there was any way we could help Sulio. There was nothing we could do, of course. She was dead.
Yeah, that is pretty hard to recover from, I suppose. So I'll be going. Alright, who else might know something? Who was the one who... Bahima, okay, bartender. We haven't talked to him yet, and it was his droid, so... I am Bahima, first-class bartender of this magnificent cantina. How may I help you, sentient? Okay, can I talk with you about Captain Sulio's murder? I have an extra starport visa, but it isn't open. Know anybody who can do something about it? Or would you know where I could find an extra starport visa? What do you know about ISIS? You've got several rough characters in here. Do you know anybody who can do something about a starport visa? I would, of course, know nothing. Only an expert slicer could comment on such intricacies. But by a favorable coincidence, I happen to know a slicer. His name is Kif. Is that enough for now, sentient? Okay. Do you know where I can find extra starport visas? Popular question during this month cycle. I will tell you what I tell everyone. Open starport visas are rarer than crystals. Only the very rich, very powerful, and very connected could get them. None of them will give them up lightly. Be thankful you have a visa of your own. Many here are not that fortunate. Okay, can I talk with you about Captain Sulio's murder? The incident has brought me much duress. An unhappy thing this is. And bad for the flow of commerce. What is your interest in this, sentient? An acquaintance of mine, Dagon Gent, is being questioned by the military about this. I'd like to get him free. As would I. I prize my loyal customers, and he is most regular. Let me structure my memories and recall the night. Ask your questions. Do you know Dagon Gent? He just said that he knows him, so, or implied it by saying he's one of his regulars, so. Let's go straight to, I found a broken serving droid by the murder scene. That would be SOD-3. He's the third serving droid I've had this month. I hired a human to do the job. She's not very good, but at least she won't be stolen or destroyed as easily. What keeps happening to your serving droids? Recently, this area has become more dangerous. Vandalism and robbery are sadly common. My droids keep being stolen. SOD-3 went missing the night Captain Sulio was murdered. Why didn't you mention this before? Tell me how you know Dagon. Okay, he's one of the regulars. We already know that. So why didn't you bring this up before? I didn't know it would interest you. He was found near the body, I'm given to understand. Nico would know more about that. Okay, we already asked Nico about that, so... I'll be going now. What are we... so we're looking for someone who might be able to tell us who would have been scavenging the droid. Do you know who was scavenging the droid?
Good to see you again. Any luck with the visa?
Okay, about Captain Sulio's murder.
What do you want to know about that?
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna lead on the same trail for now.
Do you have a visa yet? I'm still paying very well for it.
Okay, let's talk about Captain Sulio's murder.
I really can't...
Okay, I was hoping maybe you'd know who would be scavenging a droid, but how about Kip? The Off-Worlder returns! Okay. While we're here, can you adjust starport visas? So you have a personalized visa that you need to be made an open one. It's a tricky process, but after many failures I've mastered it. It will cost you 500 credits. Okay, here's 500 credits. And let me have the visa. This will take a little while. Here's your starport visa. Quite a pleasure doing business with you. Alright. We still have to decide who to give it to, but at least now we have one. Okay, what can you tell me about Captain Sulio's murder? Found a broken serving droid by the murder scene. Droids are sadly vandalized all the time now. That's probably one of Behemoth's serving droids. He keeps losing them, a source of some displeasure for him. I know nothing more, though. Is it possible that the droid saw something that we could recover? Quite possible. Did you find the head? The memory core is located there on that model. Called it. No, it's missing. Sadly, without a head, I can't do anything. If you do find the head, however, I could work on it. I have the proper equipment to do such an operation. Okay, I'll be going now.
This room is reserved, Off-Worlder.
Let's see, Captain Sulio's murder.
If you ask me, she got what she deserved. She looked down on us beast riders. Good riddance.
Okay, found a broken serving droid.
That Bith keeps buying droids, and the scavengers keep stealing them or blowing them up. Seems he's finally given up. The waitress is awful, but she's more fun than his droids ever were.
Any idea which scavenger got to his droid?
I wouldn't tell you even if I knew. I could tell you where you could find the parts, though.
Oh, where?
That western square has the perfect fence for droid parts. There is a droid vendor called 1B8D. That droid is as dumb as a Gamorrean. He'll buy anything because he's too stupid to do anything else. 1B8D is quite handy. Quite a few of the slum dwellers make a good living salvaging droid parts for him. You might have even bought some.
Alright. I'll be going now. Alright, so now we just need to talk to 1B8D, see if maybe he has the parts here. Or specifically the head that we're looking for.
Greetings, Master. Do you have any interest in my goods?
I need to know if you have any parts from one of Behemoth's serving droids.
Entity Behemoth unknown. I have many serving droid parts.
I want to buy those parts.
The market rate for those parts would be 25 credits.
Okay, yep.
Thank you for your business.
Kif and the cantina can probably do something with this. We should head back.
Yeah, I was on that. Okay, we received the remnants of SOD3. Okay. You bought serving droid parts from 1B8D at his stall. One of them appears to be the head of the droid that was destroyed outside the cantina. The memory core is still intact. We take specialized equipment to see if the memory core contains anything that relates to Captain Sulio's murder. Kif the cantina probably has the right equipment. So, alright, we're... Alright, we're going to hopefully be able to see something that might be able to help us. Off-Worlder returns. Okay, yep, I have the droid parts. I have the remains of SOD3. Can you get any information from it? Let me see. You've got the head. That's where his memory core is. Give me a minute or two. That should do it. Let's take a look at his last feed.
Hello there. What is this? Oh my, she's dead.
He saw himself from above? There you go. It seems this recording proves the killer came from the marketplace. You may want to show this to Nico. Nico. Hey, Nico, I have a recording of not the murder, but the discovery of the body.
Welcome back. My deck is still warm if you're up for Bazak.
Nico, focus.
Foul business, that is. Like most nights, I was here.
I want to show you SOD3's last transmission.
If it'll help Dagon, you got it. There's no way that Dagon could have done it. I saw him coming from his office. That's the opposite direction of the marketplace. We should go talk to Captain Riken and clear all of this up.
Nico, is it? And the Off-Worlder. What brings the two of you here?
Dagon Gent couldn't have killed Captain Sulio.
That's a bold statement. I assume you have some sort of proof.
He was meeting with a Republic spy at I mean, Nico can explain it.
It's a long story, so bear with me, Captain. The night of the murder, I was playing Bazak. It was a prosperous night.
That should do it. We still don't know who killed Sulio, but this will greatly assist our investigation.
You have been ordered off this investigation, Captain. I hope you can explain yourself.
I had nothing to do with this, sir. This citizen found information about Captain Sulio's murder. It's material to the investigation.
We've already got our man. Sulio and this Gent were fighting the night she was murdered. He had ample motive.
They weren't really fighting. The regulars of the cantina can vouch for that. How much investigating did you do? She just called them a few names. One fight is no reason to kill someone. Yeah, seriously, talk to like anyone in the cantina. Most of the people there know both of them and can say that's not really what happened.
Have you read the report? Some of the things Sulio called him were vile. Sulio and Dagon clearly hated each other.
But she wasn't killed until near closing time. It wasn't the heat of passion. Did you talk to anyone in the bar? Others can confirm that they were good friends. They were friends. Sometimes friends tease each other. They just took it to an extreme. Yeah, I want to keep pointing out that others can confirm what we're saying so he doesn't think that we're just making stuff up. I mean, he could accuse us of doing that anyway, but at least he knows that we're at least claiming, hey, other people can confirm this if you don't believe us.
Why, you little... Friends would not carry on in such a manner.
It's absolutely true, Major. I was a friend of both of them. They've done this dozens of times. Bahima, the bartender, can confirm it, as well as half a dozen other people. They were not pair, but they certainly didn't hate each other.
I see. But there's still the fact that he was right there at the scene of the crime.
So were other people. Some salvagers were stripping the serving droid there within a minute or two. That's true. Nico saw him come from his office. But Dagon Gent was coming from inside the bar with Nico. Oh, we don't want to do that because that would be a lie. I don't know if... I don't recall if we established that salvagers were stripping the droid within a minute or two. So let's stick with Nico saw him come from his office because then we'll be able to show the video and that should prove that he didn't do it.
The only thing that matters to me is that he was within blaster range when Sulio was killed, and he did not have an alibi.
He came from his office, but a recording of the murder shows that the shot came from the opposite direction. The cantina's serving droid shows the real killer, and it isn't Dagon. He was in his office, so he couldn't have shot Sulio from there. But yeah, we have a recording that shows the shots come from an opposite direction.
You have a recording? Well, I'm sure you're just misinterpreting it.
I've seen it myself, Major. Nico isn't the only one that spotted Dagon coming from his office. It really can't be Dagon Gent. The real killer is still loose.
Very well, Captain. Set Gent free, then. But if later it turns out that he did do it, it's going to be on your head.
The men will be working on getting Dagon Gent out right away. The Major sure isn't happy. You're quite a team.
I noticed.
Together, you got the Major to back down. That's no small feat.
Okay. The Major seemed particularly unwilling to believe Dagon was innocent. Or can I meet with Dagon again? Yeah, why was the Major so insistent that he was guilty?
The investigation has been handled at the highest levels. I've heard there's been some concern about that. With Dagon free, I don't know if the investigation team will find another suspect. They haven't been as diligent as other investigators.
What do you mean?
I'm not gonna say any more. Probably said too much already. If you head over to Dagon Gent's office, some men will bring him there shortly. Thanks for clearing this whole thing up. I could tell the justice wasn't being served, but we all have our orders. We really need to patrol that sector better.
Thanks for getting me out of there. As detention cells go, it had definite class, but I prefer being out on my own all the same. I owe you and Mandalore one.
How many detention cells have you been in? Why were you locked up in the first place? Mandalore said you might be able to help me out. I need to get in touch with someone from the palace. This place is a mess. It must have been looted. How do you know Mandalore? And why is there apparently a dead body on your back table there? First things first, why were you locked up?
Wrong place, wrong time. Captain Sulio and I were acquaintances. It just happened to be too close when she got dead. Real shame. She wasn't bad to look at, and she could drink.
Do you have any idea who killed her?
No, and at this point, I don't care. Just glad to be free.
Wow, you guys must have been really great friends. You don't care?
She's dead now. Not like finding whoever did it will bring her back. I deal with death all the time. We all end up like her eventually.
I don't know, from what I've heard, people who come to you might deal with it a little more often, since you don't sound like you're a great doctor. But, anyway, how do you know Mandalore? Let's hear that story.
We go way back. Way before he became Mandalore. In my experience, Mandalorians always know about the doctors around. For some strange reason, they keep getting into scrapes. You want to know more? Ask him yourself.
Okay. This place is a mess. Was it looted?
Yeah, it was. Although it looked pretty much like this to begin with.
Okay. I thought a doctor's office would be more sterile. But this is an operating room. Yeah, this doesn't seem the cleanest of conditions.
A little dirt never killed anyone. Well, maybe a few people. But they didn't pay too well, so they got what they deserve. I give my customers a menu of options. If they go for the deluxe, I'll clean up the place and put on a new smock. Otherwise, they knew the risks.
Huh. It's interesting approach. Okay. Don't you call them patients? Or I want to talk about something else. Yeah, why are they... What would be the difference in view between patients and customers? I guess customers implies that it's strictly a business transaction rather than somebody really under your care.
Patients, customers, idiotic hut spawn, call them what you like. Most doctors tell you that they get into the business to save lives. Most of them are flaming liars. At least I'll tell you the truth. I'm in it for the credits.
Yeah, I think I want to talk about something else now.
Like what?
Mandalore said you might be able to help me get in touch with someone from the palace.
Not many people can help you out with that. There have been several assassination attempts on Queen Talia. That place is locked tighter than a Hut's vault. I know a few people, though. Who do you need to get in touch with?
It's a Jedi Master. Or who's trying to kill the Queen? Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming whoever it is ultimately Vaklu, but is there, like, someone more specific? Like, lower down who's actually doing the dirty work?
Nobody knows for sure, but everybody thinks that General Vaklu has to have something to do with it. They're keeping the attempts quiet, but that place is locked down tight.
Okay. I'm trying to get in touch with the Jedi Master who's inside the palace. When did we hear that the Jedi Master's inside the palace? I don't recall when we learned that.
A Jedi Master, you say? Now that is interesting. It's quite a bounty in Jedi these days. Not that I'm looking to collect, but if there's a master there, I think I know who it is.
Oh, let me guess. Is it the guy wearing Jedi robes who is, like, the wise advisor of the Queen and speaks like a Jedi and looks like a Jedi and is basically just screaming, "I'm a Jedi." Yeah, he might be a person to keep an eye on, I guess. Yeah, who do you think it is?
I'm not certain, otherwise I'd tell you. But the man I'm thinking about is smart, likes to stay in the shadows, and is cryptic as hell. If he isn't a Jedi Master, he should become one.
That's pretty much all it takes. Can you get in touch with someone inside the palace?
There's a slight problem with that. I know you don't want to hear that since you went through all the effort of springing me out. The thing is, scavengers have already looted most of my stuff. Most of it's garbage anyway, so I don't care too much. But I did have a couple of encrypted holodisks that they nabbed. So here's the punchline. I need those disks because they have some contact information on them. The people I know you don't just walk up and chat with. There's a procedure. And that holodisk has the procedure.
Okay, who has them?
The Kells gang pretty much owns this street. From what I hear, she's the one that cleaned me out. She's in the local cantina most days. She's tough as Drexel leather and more dangerous than an angry Wookiee. You take Mandalore with you, though, you should be just fine. Just get me the encrypted holodisk. After that, if there is a Jedi Master in the palace, I'll get you a meeting with him.
Okay. And I got a short lightsaber for the trouble. For Jedi being so rare, it seems like everybody and their brother has lightsabers to hand out as quest rewards. So, okay, some chemicals. I mean, what all these are. Chemicals. Well, credits. So we can tell who or what this used to be. Okay, at first I thought these were like green legs, like a Trandoshan or something, but it looks like those are boots. That doesn't look much like a human skull, unless I'm seeing something weird. Oh, from this side. No, can't really get the camera at a good angle from here. I'm not sure what species that is. But this seems like a good place to stop. So we found Dagan Gent.
Have you found the encrypted holodisks yet?
Dude, I haven't even left your office yet.
I hold of my contact from the palace.
Haven't got him yet.
I doubt that Mikkel is smart enough to realize how valuable those disks are. So it doesn't need to be done immediately, but the sooner the better.
Okay, yeah. So we found Dagan Gent. We cleared him of murder, although we don't know who the real murderer is. I don't know, is there... It doesn't look like there's any ongoing quest to find the murderer. So unless we happen to come across somebody in one of these other quests, it's probably just left up to the local authorities. And so next time we'll see if we can recover these holodisks and get into the palace. So next week I should be available both Monday and Friday, so we'll continue this and see if we can find our Jedi Master next Friday. So with that, thank you for coming. Have a good week, and see you next time. Bye.